Yeah, when you hear that music, you know it is the Sports Goombahs show. I'm Cassidy King. I got my chef to the left, Brendan B. Mikey Wall, working with computers.
Always.
What he's doing? He's trying to figure out how bad the Philadelphia Phillies can actually be on paper.
Crunching all the numbers for it.
Crunching the numbers. What did they do? They scored a run today? 4-0 they lost, I think. Did they?
Eight. They gave up more.
The old Coltrane, 4 innings, 5 innings before he got pulled or something like that?
He gave up 4 home runs, solo shots.
I heard he was pitching the gem until then.
4 solo home runs he gave up.
It's kind of hard. It's kind of hard being a Philadelphia sports fan these days. A lot of downs. Sixers, get to watch the pregame warm-ups of Embiid taking half-court shots and dribbling through his legs and stuff like that. That's always exciting. So, anyway, this is the Sports Goombahs Show. Give us a call. Give us a call. 267-563-2893.
Oh, my God, I was testing. I was going to let you do it on your own. Just making sure.
This is the Sports Goombahs. We are live from the 515 studios in Bucks County, PA. Give us a call, 267-563-2893. We're live at www.sgshow.net, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Just look us up. You'll find us. And if you don't, you just don't know what you're doing. Today's show, first half is brought to you by Auto Magic Car Care. You know the boys, automagiccarcare.com. Mikey Primo and Matty Litton, 215-322-2561. They will shine your car up like nobody else and make it look easy. Sparkling, too. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I know.
You hear me?
Exactly what you're saying.
Yeah. NCAA. Let's what we're up against tonight. We're up against the NCAA championships.
Badges.
Okay. What? Kentucky's not there?
No.
What do you mean? No, they're there.
Told you.
No, they're there. They're definitely there. What do you mean they're not there? They said they were there. It was written in stone they were there.
Everybody said they were there. In fact, almost every pool that in our Goombah bracket had them. I didn't have them.
Nobody
I had them knocked out around before this.
Nobody had either Wisconsin or Duke.
Yeah.
So it's already been. Yeah, it's been set in stone for.
I had Wisconsin in my Final Four, and that was my only prayer to anything.
Right. So you're watching that Kentucky game. They gave up at the end there. I mean, you saw in the Cincinnati game they had holes. Okay, they thought that was going to happen, and Cincinnati gave them a run. Then the Notre Dame game was a scary one. That's the one I thought Notre Dame was going to take that, but you kind of knew at the end. Once any mistake Notre Dame made in that fourth quarter, the fourth period, that was going to it was going to lead to them losing that game. And they did in the last couple of minutes. Talent took over. I think the Wisconsin game they totally gave up. They were outplayed the entire game, and I think they were fatigued towards the end. They had to play too hard to try to beat Wisconsin. That's what I was watching. I saw stupid shots. They're just taking 3
I think that's what a lot of was. It was just stupid, immature play.
Yeah, right. It's almost like they were told they were the best in the country and they're going to win this thing. So they just had to play it out in their minds. They tried to play it out and they got beat. And that's what happens. This type of thing.
They took Wisconsin for granted.
Well, it also shows me that their top players are supposed to be top picks here. Whatnot, as an NBA person, look at these guys. They failed. I think they should.
But you had a whole team of 18 and 19-year-olds. You get one of those 18 and 19-year-olds surrounded actual professionals, they'll play better. It's just when you have a whole team of kids, one mistake leads to another, leads to another, leads to another.
I looked at an undisciplined team. I think it was
it was
superstar Calipari and his boys. Coming out there,
new Hall of Famer Calipari.
Yeah, and I think he coached a rotten game, especially the Kentucky game.
When you can't, like you said. There were ridiculously bad threes taken for. They weren't shooting good from
get back on defense. They weren't getting back on defense,
and there was no hustle.
Yeah.
Okay, 3 basic things. Yeah. I mean that about that. I mean, like you said, coaching. I look at it and I think if you can't motivate your players for one game, I'm like, this is the game.
I'm sure they were plenty motivated. They're just. It's hard to not be motivated for a Final Four game, and it's not like it's one of those where I've been here before. They're all freshmen, pretty much.
Freshmen,
so they haven't.
Sophomores, right?
So they haven't been here before.
Crew.
I don't know if you want to use the word motivation is what you talk about. They were they're motivated, but I just think they took it for granted that they were the best.
They got punched in the mouth, and they weren't ready for it, and they found themselves playing catch-up all
It's when you when you're a kid and you stand up to the bully.
Well, yeah, whatever. I mean, that's that obviously, but it's not even about that. It's about players who were living up to the hype. They're living up to what they were reading every day, how they were about a team that was supposed to just blow teams out. And it was going to, and I remember in the beginning they were saying, well, it's not a matter if Kentucky will win. It was when Kentucky wins it, but it's a matter of how much are they going to beat these teams by. Mm-hmm. That's what they were talking about. And not one, the first game was the first game a blowout? I don't think the first game was. Just 15 points.
Who?
Kentucky's first game.
They won by like 20-something.
Okay. But and the Cincinnati game, I think, what was it, 8-pointer by the end?
They ended up winning by like double digits.
But it was a tight game.
It was a tight game.
Yeah, right. And in the Notre Dame game, they was totally surprised by a team that was prepared. That's what happens. I mean, you look at the coaches of these basketball teams. They're no jokes. They know what they're doing. There's a reason why they're coaching these teams. They prepare. I mean, they might not have 10 days to prepare for a team, but you can see weaknesses. And what a big weakness is a team that thinks they're the best. And they don't think they have to go out there and play their best to win because everybody said they're already going to win this thing. Well, and it gets in your mind.
It's obvious by the attitude.
Yeah,
when they walk comments that were made after the game. Yeah. Under your breath with your hand in front of your microphone or your mouth. That's just ridiculous.
It's okay for a black person to call a white person the N-word. Okay, that's cool.
No, it's not.
I guess it is.
Yeah, well, it shouldn't be.
Well, I'm saying it shouldn't be.
Because all right, and I'm going to make this argument. If I can't say it, you can't say it, and I don't care.
It doesn't work that way.
But I'm just telling you.
It doesn't work that way.
And when we just went through something in like NFL where the N-word was used, and it shouldn't be used at all. It said it shouldn't be used.
Right.
You shouldn't be allowed to use it, period.
But it is going to be used.
But well, then where's his fine? Where is his?
You can't fine a kid.
Well, you can find a program.
They will.
Okay, where's the suspension for kids? You miss games next year?
No,
for being a moron.
No, they'll get a financial suspension. Is what they'll get on that.
But I mean, like,
they're not gonna do it now.
But what it is it's. I mean, I'm gonna say I don't have a problem with what I do, but the problem isn't the N-word. It was the F word. Yes. You can't say the F word on television, and which is what it was. It was a televised thing. I mean, obviously you can't say the N word either, but technically you can. You watch Comedy Central at midnight, you'll hear it all the time. Right. It's not a really finable thing like nowadays. I guess you have to have some kind of like privilege for it or like a thing before, but you can never say the F word.
We're so screwed up that we didn't hear the N. We heard the F. We heard the N before we heard the F. That's all we cared about because that was the controversy. That's what's going to cause
the sexy
chaos.
word. That's the sexy word. That's the one that jumps out.
Yeah, that's the one that makes everybody say he's against him. You did that.
But obviously, and obviously because Kaminsky is white, he's not saying in a racial way. He really wasn't.
No.
Unfortunately, that's just the way that the way he's brought. That's just the way he talks.
It was court talk. That's
it's kind of like it's kind of like saying like dude or man.
Yeah,
like
exactly.
That's the way he meant. Obviously.
That's it.
If he said court talk going the other way, would not hold up.
Of course it wouldn't.
But that's reverse racism.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is.
Thank you. To me, that's
if he said F that honky. I mean, first of all, he'd sound like an idiot, but that you'd have more
cracker.
Yeah, cracker. Yes.
What about cracker?
That's so unoffensive.
You freaking saltine son of a bitch! You.
I've never met a white person get offended by being called a honky or a cracker. You can't. That's the worst thing. That's like I'll laugh at you for saying that.
And maybe
but if he did, but I'm saying
you go like this, you F that Anglo-Saxon.
But I'm saying if he did say that, then yes, he meant it in a racial way. He didn't mean it in a racial way. It just so happens it's a racial word. That's the problem. Like I said, it is the fact that you walked off the court, you didn't shake hands with anybody because you're a sore loser for your first time you lost and you couldn't handle it, and then you dropped the F-bomb on a press conference, and that's especially the question wasn't even addressed to him.
Unfortunately, you're right.
And what's cool is the other guy. Who's the other guy sitting next to him?
I don't remember the order.
He didn't even blink. He didn't blink.
Probably his twin brother.
He didn't move. That's why when I was watching the video, I wanted to see him move. He didn't even flinch. Like he caught it out of his ear.
How do you? I mean, is there a microphone in front of your face?
Right.
Do you think you can say anything and get away with it?
No. Well, he put his hand in front of his face.
Oh, that really works.
He doesn't know the equipment.
Hey, Tashi, go to hell.
Yeah, I don't know the equipment.
But that's the thing is, it doesn't matter. Did you see? It was like a week ago. I think it actually was Wisconsin when they won a game and they interviewed the one kid, and obviously he knew he's being interviewed. He's up on the podium, and the reporter asking him the question was very attractive. So he leans back and goes, "Damn, she fine." Did you see that?
No, I missed that.
Yeah, so it's not like this is unheard of. This just happened a week ago. You should know that everything you say up there. And he goes, "Oh, wait, you guys heard that? I'm so sorry." Like,
come on, the whole place is mic'd. There's mics everywhere.
Yeah, you can't. If you have national television cameras looking at your face, don't say anything like that. don't even think it. Don't, because you might just subconsciously say it, which he, apparently did.
Well, you can't. I guess he couldn't not think it. So if you're a young kid and you just want a big game, and there's a pretty girl asking you questions, you're gonna be like, how can you not think it? Oh, you run around, your testosterone's all up from playing ball, Hey.
And everyone laughs, and he's like, "Oh my god, did you guys hear that?"
Like that's more embarrassing, I guess, than offensive.
Yeah, that's not offensive, obviously, unless the lady took it as sexual harassment or something. I mean, I don't think she did,
but it could be done like that.
It could be,
and it all depends.
The thing with
the problem is, and I see it becoming more and more. It doesn't matter if somebody's upset, then it's wrong. Then you're wrong.
Yeah.
Then you're wrong for saying it. You could be set. You could. We got to have a contest here, and figure out. You could say the most polite thing in the world, and let's try to figure out a way to get offended, because somebody will, no matter what. Yeah. It's become too politically sensitive. If you can't flip it around, it's not right.
Mm-hmm.
If it's not right for everybody, it's not right for one person.
Well, unfortunately, we don't. That's not how it is. Yeah. That's not the rules of the land.
But
and that's
they said that
it's a violation.
That Harrison reached out to Kaminsky afterwards and said apologize, and Kaminsky's like, "No, it's fine. I don't care. It's all cool."
You don't care.
Exactly. Well, I would be honored if I angered.
You just put me in the spotlight.
If I angered you that much,
don't you think that goes on court time? The kind of talk goes on that court when they're playing out there and they're making.
I'm sure. Obviously, not Kaminsky's not saying that.
He might not even. Listen.
Really
I'll tell you what. You listen to some of these high school ball games. Go to them and hear the talk between the white, the black, the pink, whatever. They're all talking like that.
Yeah, but high school games aren't national televised.
But I'm just saying.
It's like he said. It's hard to break your habits.
That's it.
That's the way they're talking now. He's only 2 years removed. Right. Not even. Some of them are freshmen. You're a year removed from high school ball playing in the courts in the city. It's just going to happen. You revert back to whatever you're comfortable with.
That's exactly right. And they say to high five it at the same time you say it. It's almost like it's natural. Let's go to the phone. Sports Goombahs. Welcome to the show.
This is Jeff Blandy.
I know who it is.
Oh, thank God.
I've heard of him. What's up, Jeff?
Yeah, I wanted to jump in on this conversation about the Harrison kid.
Okay.
I personally, I don't know why anybody is even making an issue out of this. If it were me, I would have taken it as a compliment if he said it to me.
Yeah, exactly right. You're right. No, you're right. Yeah.
I would have laughed at it. He said, "That's right. We did F you up. Mm-hmm. That's it."
Yep. Exactly right.
But we're taking it to the bank.
Yeah, but you know what, Jeff? Any kind of response he makes to that is wrong. It's going to be deemed as wrong, no matter what. If he says blah blah blah, well, you shouldn't even. He should. He did what he did was right. Was take the high road and not even respond. But if he responds, it's like a baited trap in the system anymore. In the way you cannot say anything and respond. What did you just call me?
This PC garbage has got to come to a stop.
Right.
What he said. I can't agree with you. I cannot agree with you.
Sorry.
I mean, I'm not playing devil's advocate. I'm just telling you how I feel. I would have laughed. I mean, I played ball with black guys all the time. It was always the same. No, but nobody. It doesn't mean anything. It does not mean anything.
You know what it means, Jeff? It means stuff to the people who want it to mean something, who needed to make a big deal about it, to bring it to the press. It's a PR thing.
It's the talking heads who would mean something.
That's the one I'm looking for.
It's the politicos who would mean something to, not to me, not to another player.
I couldn't care less. Call me that. Don't call me that. To me, it wouldn't make a difference. You know what? I don't care about words personally. You can't hurt me with words. I don't care.
Right. Exactly.
I never hurt guys. Sticks and stones. I lived that way. I mean, being who I am and how I grew up, words never meant nothing to me. You can call me whatever you want. They're letters put together. You want to say it angry, you want to say it nice. You can say any word, like Brendan just said, B just said. You can say any word you want, real nice or real bad. You know what I'm saying? It's all about the person and how they're putting it out there.
Exactly. I could say you're Irish.
I mean, if you're playing basketball, you're going to be playing with black guys if you're white.
Yeah, right.
That's the bottom line.
Yep.
And you're going to have to understand that, your culture might be different than theirs, but you're playing the same game.
That's right. That's it. I mean, the black, white, red, or blue doesn't really matter. It is part of that game, and I'm saying that because I see it. I see it on the high school level. I hear it in the college level, and now you're seeing it everywhere. And it's in the pros because you know what? You only hear about it in the pros when they get caught. You know what I mean? But I'm sure what's going down in the middle of that court, inside of that chaos, they're not holding their tongue. They're NBA players. They're allowed to say whatever the hell they want. Every now and then, one will get too loud, and the ref's got to make a note of it because he got too loud. The fans all hurt. But inside that chaos in the middle of a court, underneath the basket, there's all kinds of words going on down there.
Of course.
It's the sensitivity that we're brought up on these days that make it so bad. Or else we just let it go and have fun with it. You can have fun with it if you wanted to. They do it on stage and comedy routines and in movies. It's always fun. But when there's not a camera wrong on it as far as a movie or on stage, it's always bad if it's not done in a joke way.
Now, here's my thing. I got to interject because what Jeff is saying and what you're saying, I agree with it. Where it wouldn't be an issue if it's on the court. It wasn't on the court.
Yeah, I know.
It was in front of a camera in a post-game press conference. You should be more composed.
Absolutely. I'm not disagreeing with that.
It should be more disciplined.
Yeah, he made a mistake.
It's not a heat of the moment thing. You lost a half hour ago.
And you were just bitchy about it.
Yeah.
It was that's my problem. And you say it wasn't racially motivated or wasn't supposed to be offensive.
Definitely wasn't.
This where I beg to differ because
he called a white guy that.
But he would have called a black guy that. He would have called a coach that. He would have called anything that.
What's wrong with him calling? But here's the problem. Here's what he did. He said it to a white guy, so it gets confusing there. Well, okay, well, you just gave me a prop.
That's what I'm saying.
If I'm a white guy, I'm like, yeah, you got that right, brother. That's how I come back with it.
See,
I agree. That aspect.
I totally believe that it was meant to be an insult.
I don't think so.
I would have gone like this.
I think so.
You got that.
And then,
how can you
like
insult
I said,
you can't really insult a guy who just beat you and he's about to win the most outstanding player of the tournament. You can't insult him.
No, I'm just saying it was meant to be like, look, I can say whatever I want. And whether or not it's insulting to you or whether or not anybody else thinks it is, what I meant it to be is another story. And that's how, when I heard that, that's what I say. It was meant to be an insult. It was, and I'm not even saying because of the word. It was just like, to me, that's like, you're a piece of shit. That's what
I'm saying. That's more the issue is saying, oh man, F that dude.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, that's even worse. Like, why? Because he beat you? Is that why? Like,
exactly. And that's, and you can't tell me out of context that's not
you
what
just
meant.
beat 39 back to back. You won 39 straight games. Did anybody ever say F you after you beat you? No. Exactly. But then you lose your first game and you're a sore loser. That's what it comes down to.
And that's what I mean. That's why you can't tell me that wasn't derogatory. It wasn't meant to be derogatory.
It definitely meant to be.
But I'm not saying it's racist.
Slight.
I'm not saying it's racist any bit. I'll let me pull that back a little bit. Take that word out of there. Mm-hmm. Take that word out of there. F you. It's basically
I agree with that part.
Bang. Either way, you start your sentence F that and insert person here. You're being a douchebag. You're doing it on purpose. It's being offensive. You are being offensive. I agree with that.
I was thinking you were saying the N word was
the whole
being offensive.
Context was. It doesn't matter what he says because you're right. Nobody's gonna F that cracker.
Yeah.
F that what?
Honky.
So honky. Whatever. It's meant to be like that.
Outside of that, how'd you like the game, Jeff?
I tell you what, that was it was interesting. I thought Wisconsin played a lot better than I anticipated.
Sure.
Well, I thought that they were gonna fold earlier in the tournament. I never was a big fan of Wisconsin this year.
Yeah.
We'll see what they do against Duke. They lost by 10 to Duke early this year.
Yeah.
And they were 1-point favorites tonight going at last time I looked.
Duke was, right?
It'll be interesting.
No, Wisconsin was a 1-point favorite. Yep.
Yeah, Wisconsin's favorite.
Yep. You beat the best, you are the best now until someone beats you, I guess. That's how it rolls, man. You know, the way I see it.
Well, but Wisconsin, to answer your original question, Wisconsin looked really good.
Yep.
They look very good.
Well, we'll see. This game's run. We've got the game running here in the studio. It's 3-2, Wisconsin. Big deal. Yeah, that's nothing.
How did you like the way Carl Ramos looked today, huh?
He was beautiful. He had a good curve through 2 innings. and then I don't know. I didn't watch the game. I had no interest. I don't know. I got tickets in a couple days to the Boston game, which I'm not going. I'm going to send the wall here over to do the little sports Goombahs.
Manny hit
report.
the grand slam. Manny can still hit. What's he? 108 years old.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Manny who? Who hit the home run? He hit a grand slam, did he? At the end of the game?
He hit a grand slam today.
Oh,
Who?
Manny Ramirez?
No.
Manny Ramirez.
Yeah.
Manny Ramirez.
Are you joking?
No, he's the one that hit the home run.
Manny Ramirez is back in baseball?
When did he get back?
No, not Manny
What
Ramirez.
the hell? You mean Poppy?
No.
Who the hell are you guys talking about?
It's Pittsburgh, right?
No, we
Who
played
played?
Boston.
It was Boston today?
Yes.
Yeah, well, I didn't watch the game, so.
Well, who the hell hit the home run?
It was Manny Ramirez.
Hanley Ramirez.
Hanley Ramirez, not Manny Ramirez.
Hanley Ramirez.
I'm saying, I did read an article how Manny wanted to come back to baseball a couple weeks ago, but I didn't think Boston would be stupid enough to take him. You know,
That would have been much bigger news. I would have heard about that at some point.
Absolutely. Jeff, what do you got? What do you got to play for us? We got some baseball. Give me something for baseball I can give my people. Come on.
Well, the Mets. Oh, how about them Mets today, baby?
God.
Bet the Mets every game this year. You'll make money. They started the year off as an underdog, and they cover against Washington and Matt
that was surprising. And I got to give you that. You know, I thought about you when I saw that score. I said, "Oh, I'm going to hear about that tonight for sure." Except to get Scherzer, you know, no way he's going to get past that.
I would be doing a disservice to all my Mets fan listeners if I did not mention that.
Most of them, yeah.
Both of them, I said. All two of them.
I got to give you that. I have to take a look at the Mets. You know.
Yeah, the Nationals lineup is not the Nationals lineup. If you look at it, they have like 7 guys injured now.
Did they really? That many guys? Yeah.
Not literally, but I think they have 4 starters. So half the lineup is not starters.
Yep. Are they bad injuries?
Scherzer on a mound.
Yeah, sure.
What they pay for him?
Yeah. What they pay for him, he's not allowed to give Betty hits. Get that kind of cash.
In fairness, Scherzer went 7 2/3, 4 hits, no earned, 8 Ks. So Scherzer was he was fine.
He was that. You're right. It was the lineup that didn't come through with him. You know. So.
But we won with Bartolo Colon, and he's got to be 108 years old.
He looked good. 1 earned.
I'm telling you.
I'm
telling you.
I had no defense. I bashed him. He's awful. He's old and fat.
Hey. Oh, Cologne.
Yeah.
You looked over here. You looked over here when you said that. I didn't like that too much.
The ageless one. That's what I call him. Jeff, appreciate the call.
Does he have
as we
Thank
do.
you very much, and good luck tonight. I hope you don't get swatted again.
Yeah. Well, by the way, you're off the hook. You know, I spoke to the PD today. They did mention to me about your numbers.
They cleared Jeffrey's name?
They said, Jeff's cool. We checked him out. They did the John Doe on you. All right? Up and down.
Thank God. I couldn't do any more time again. You know, I'm too old for it.
Yeah. All right, Jeff. Thanks for the call, man. We'll talk to you soon. You got it.
Good night.
See you.
Get with all those Mets gangs in jail, huh?
Jeff Brandy's checking in as usual. You know, I did when I saw that Met score. I said, "Well, I'm going to get a call from that. That's for sure." Maybe he's got something there with the Mets. I don't know. You know,
it's the first game of the season.
Yeah.
The Yankees just lost like 10-0. I think.
Yankees are going to be losing a lot of 10-0.
They're not going to be losing 10-0 all year to the Blue Jays.
Now the Phillies get shut out today. How many of them are we going to endure this year?
Over under.
You know what? I'm looking at my Dow Jones in baseball as I'm going over. You know,
you forgot to play them.
I've got Kansas City today. I start my season off by dropping some dough on Kansas City. I forgot, and they won. And now it puts me into a spot now where the next game is not tomorrow, but the next day. But they're on my list here. The Phillies, what they did today, they had tremendous lines today because their metal detectors were screwed up. So people were lined up. People were lined up out the door to get into that game today. And I'm watching. They're promoting.
I would have left.
You know what's funny? They're promoting the food there. They have wine now. They're serving.
Mixed drinks. And,
mixed drinks out.
They had somebody coming and blogging about their food.
Food. I'm like, they're pushing the food now. Like,
you see the burger?
Yeah. It was a way back burgers.
Yeah.
They got out there.
9 burgers. 9 patties.
9 patties. Now here's the thing.
It's a real thing. They sell it.
You know things.
Yeah, seriously. I want it so bad. I want it so bad.
You know things are bad.
We're gonna have to do that on the show.
Oh yeah.
It's things are so bad over there that now that they're promoting food, it's not even about the game anymore. It's about what kind of food you get when you go down there.
You have to promote the atmosphere at this point. Yeah. There's no competition to promote.
What did I hear their tagline?
was
to have one.
Yeah, something about it's fun as a ball. It's fun at the ballpark. Fun.
Makes sense.
You have to because it didn't mention the game at all.
Six has been doing build with us and run with us for like 10 years. Yeah,
no, they still got Sixers got hoopla back from the 70s. Remember that?
Big shot. Right?
Yeah, right.
The big blue guy.
You know, it's
what are the Flyers? Don't worry, we got it.
Yeah, we got this. Yeah,
don't worry about it.
The Phillies, of course, are projected as one of baseball's worst this year. I mean, and Ruben Amaro's his line is, well, every team's in first place when we start the year.
God.
You know, he says he believes in his team. Now, I say to myself, okay, he's a general manager. What else is he going to say? Let's be real. Let's see what you got. You got 7 years ago, you won a World Series. 7 years ago, and you still have your catcher, your first baseman, your second baseman. And who else is that? Starting pitcher are still the same after 7 years. Mm-hmm. That's unheard of in baseball. How many players or how many teams have that set still going after 7 years when you took you the first 5 years to get there with those guys?
Other than the Yankees, probably no.
Not even the Yankees. Yankees don't even keep players in that position for that many years.
Like they kept
Jeter.
Rivera,
and they had a lot of the same.
They had three guys. They had three players.
Teixeira was there for a while. A-Rod,
for 6 years. Yeah.
Well, no, but this is more than 6 years. I'm saying this is This is 7 years since they won it, and they were there 5 years prior, building up to that win. Utley, and so that's what I'm talking about. This is a 14-year run. This is not a 7-year run. And at this point, as a general manager, and that's what you're putting out there on the field in this age of baseball, it's not going to work. And if you're stuck, you're stuck. Admit to being stuck. Stop this you believe, and we might be able to contend. We have something. You don't have nothing here. Say it. We know it. We're watching it. Don't bullshit us as we're watching the actual games. Don't tell me that you believe in this team. What does that mean, you believe in this team? That they're going to get up and come to the game the next day? What does that mean?
Well,
I believe that you did a shitty job of maintaining this team. That's what I believe.
Well, what do you want them to say? I mean, hey, look, this team sucks, but I can't say it.
Yeah, you
don't have to say that. Obviously, you can't. But
you got
to say.
I believe in this team. I believe that we'll score runs and be entertaining.
No, we're not going to score runs, Wes.
Or I'm not saying that.
No, you got to say something like,
"Is that acceptable?"
You know, we need to build and grow, and we're looking at everything. Like just kind of one of those like every spot's available.
We know he's not the one calling the shots anymore. Right?
It sure looks like it.
No, it doesn't, because
who's calling the shots?
Nobody knows.
You know,
he's just one more year.
That's the problem. You have so many people that are potentially calling the shots that nobody's calling the shots. Nobody is.
I just think you're at a point where you can't do anything.
You can. There's a lot you can do. They're just not doing it.
No.
You can make trades. It's possible.
Well, you can make.
I've
trades
seen them happen before.
For what? Who's going to take?
Cole Hamels, a lot of teams are going to take.
No, I know that. That's going to happen.
And if we see 10 more starts like this before the deadline, you're not going to get anything back for him.
That's right.
Did you hear all the rumors of tanking that he tanked that?
No, he would never do that.
Here's the thing. Here's what I look at it as Cash the King. I got to buck up a couple $1,000 for tickets for this crap. Okay? To me, I have no choice.
Nobody's making it.
Oh, no, they are. They are. I'll tell you why. Because that's how it works. When you're a season ticket holder, you got to go with the good and bad with your crew, because your crew's got to share the expense of the whole thing. So when I buck up all this money for these games, and this is what I got to go out and watch and hope that I'm seeing the team coming in play ball. So to me, Ruben's got to do something, because it's costing me money that I don't want to spend, and I got to give away the tickets because no one wants to buy these things. You know what I'm saying? So if
it's hard to sell them now.
It's very hard to sell. Here's my point. My point is that you can say what you want. That what is he going to say and what's he going to do? Well, here I'm the fan. I'm paying the freight here. So tell me the truth. I know what I'm looking at. If you're not putting the product on the team, I got to buy the tickets regardless. So it's costing me money that I can't even get rid of my tickets, and I can't enjoy watching this game because you put together crap for the last 2 years.
Well, here's the thing, like Mikey said,
and I don't want to be the guy. I don't want to be the guy out back in 3 years, maybe 5 years now, when this team gets good, and I got bounced from the season tickets crew because I wouldn't pay when they were bad. You know, it's the same thing with the Flyers and the Sixers and all other crap.
Well, you look at it like this. Mikey's right. They can make a trade. Unfortunately, there's only one person of any value on this team.
No, I mean somebody will take Papelbon if we eat his contract.
Oh yeah. And somebody might even take Howard if we eat a lot of his contract.
We eat the entire contract.
Yeah, well, there you go.
He's not
two things that ain't gonna that are unlikely to happen. Very unlikely to happen. I know that they're going to get something for Cole. I don't think it's going to be with the Sox. I think it's going to be either Padres or Dodgers. He's going West Coast. If he's going, he's not going to freaking more snow up there. He's not finishing in his career in Boston.
If they're in contention for a World Series, he definitely would.
You know what I'm afraid of? I'm afraid of this.
That's a known winner.
I'm afraid this organization is going to take, draft picks, guys in AAA or whatever from other teams and not know how to look at talent and pull in something big, because that's what they show me so far.
We have never received a valuable prospect as long as I've been alive.
I can't. That's what I'm afraid of. And it doesn't matter who's running the show. Somebody's messing that up in the history of this team. We've never got anything back decent on a trade. Anything we've ever gotten for this team has been bought.
Shilling. We traded away Roland. We've traded away Rollins. We've traded away Burrell. We've traded away pretty much every player we've ever had. And Abreu, we've gotten literally nothing.
Right. So that's what bothers me. If they're not getting somebody, a rookie who's been doing well this year in the league, which you're not going to get, especially if you're in a contending team. So you're Cole Hamels is only getting us minor league player somewhere, a couple of them.
That's all you want to.
Yeah, that's what bothers me. That the player won't be established, and that's where the Phillies they come short. That's where they come short.
Well, in defense though, I'm sure Mikey's kind of going to lean this way. I don't want somebody in the league right now. I want a young, pliable.
But
I just want to know. I know somebody's going to give. You're going to get at least one decent, very good option.
No, what I was going to say is you can get at least two good prospects for Hamels. What I was going to say was nobody's going to give you a ready now talent, because if they're ready now, the reason you're buying Hamels is because you want to win. You're not going to give up something now,
and you don't want that anyway, because you don't want somebody that's ready to throw into that freaking mess of a team right now.
And by the time you're ready to contend, they're up for arbitration and free agency. And see you later.
So now I have Hamels, and this was my whole reasoning. I know I'd said in our predictions that I thought he would be gone before June, because teams are going to make their runs early this year. They're getting earlier and earlier every year, and the Phillies are going to ship him out because they need to know what they have right now. So they need to know what to address by the end of the season. So they need somebody that's going to have at least a month or two playing. So that's why I think they're going to get the move is going to be made. If he has a good April, he's and pretty good May, he's gone. He's out of here, because if the higher the trade value, you might get two. You might even get a third one, a draft pick, a late draft pick. But who cares? It's a draft pick.
You can't trade 4 draft picks in baseball.
Well, they could get something, whatever of value. They're going to get something out of it. If he's good, they can get and know what they have right now, and that's the most important thing for them.
The problem is he's got to be good statistically wise, because wins and losses he's not going to be good. That's what's going to happen to Hamels.
No, I know that.
It's going to be all about his innings and how he's pitching, because the team will, he's going to have 4 and 7, 5 and 10. Who knows? But it's all about what his innings were before he was pulled.
Historically, he's had a horrible. He hasn't had a great wins losses or anything. He never.
I don't see Cole Hamels doesn't show me in the past couple of years that great of a pitcher.
No, he's still one of the greats.
Yeah, but you know what? But I haven't seen it. You can still say he's one based on his past. But what's happened in this couple? He hasn't taken command of many games lately, where the team hasn't have to worry about hitting. Last year he didn't.
Are you checking his stats?
Check him or not, man. It doesn't matter.
I'll pull him up, because that's how he's always been. I mean, in his career, he's 24 games over 500. Just pulling it up.
Okay. Yeah, but that's back when things were good. That's when he had people hitting for him. That's
ERA.
Never had anybody hitting for him.
Yeah, he did.
Since he's been a full-time starter, he's only had an ERA over 3.4 or 3.6 once.
What's he, 10 years in the league?
Since 07, he was a full-time starter.
What's he, 10 years in the league or more? He's like 12 years, right?
This has been like 10.
9 is a full year starter. Full start.
So he's had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
So he's
6,
2 years
7,
prior to the World
8
Series.
as a full-time starter. He did like 3/4 of a year.
Okay.
So how many wins? What's his win-loss?
108 and 84, with an ERA of 3.2.
And he hasn't had any support since 11. So the past 4 years.
12 he had a great year. 12 he won 17 games, but 13 he went 8 and 14 last year, 9 and 9. But last year's ERA was 2.46. Yeah. He was in the top 5 in ERA. You can't do anything about that.
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
Like,
so it's got to be all about the ERA with him. Forget about wins and losses. That's what you have to look at with this guy if you want to trade for him. That's the value of it.
Most starting pitchers, that's what it's all about anyway.
Yeah,
that's what it's all about. Because if you're not giving up the runs, it means and you're losing, it means you're not scoring.
It's also you want to see innings too. How far is he going? Is he a 5-inning pitcher? Is he 7-inning pitcher?
No, he's a 7-inning guy. When he's not going to get 4 solo homers in a game.
Right. He's known to get up to solo home run. That's what he does.
That's the one positive you got to take out of this game. Yes, he gave it 4 home runs, but his only 4 runs were 4 solo home runs. I mean, he made 4 bad pitches. Yeah. Granted, if that's 4, that's too many, but it's not like he was just getting shelled. I'd rather see this than see 3 earned runs on 11 hits and 4 walks. Like, I don't want to see that.
Regardless of all this talk about who gets what, the team is so old in our eyes at this point. It's so overdone.
Oh yeah,
and so stuck that at this point it doesn't really matter if you just wipe. It can get worse than this. I think it can get 10 games worse if they get rid of everybody. But what's the difference at this point? I wouldn't care less if they field 9 guys that I didn't even know. Wouldn't make a difference.
We don't even know anyway.
That's what I'm saying.
That's why I say look at the Sixers game. I mean, we're starting Ish Smith at point guard. Like, you don't know this guy, but they're more exciting to watch than this Phillies team is going to be to watch. I said I'd rather have 9 guys who are 24 years old and just bright-eyed and bushy-tailed to be here and watch them have fun than watch a bunch of 35-year-olds, slunk around.
And the reason it's not is obviously the contracts are what they are. You're paying for players. You're paying a player. He's going to play. He's got to play if he's getting paid. Howard's getting paid. He's got to play until he can't play. So he can't walk. And that's it. He shouldn't be the starting first baseman for this baseball team. I don't know if he'd be a starting baseman for any team right now.
No, honestly, no. I haven't looked at every roster, but he's that bad.
Yeah.
I mean, granted, we're saying this. He had like 95 RBIs last year.
That's what I was going to bring up. And you know what it is?
You said that last year.
I said, I looked
but he hits like 210. It's like, oh my god, he's more frustrating than it is. Like,
I looked at his stats, which I don't care about, and he's become a stat player because when he hits them home runs and he hits those RBIs, if you look back, they're worthless. They're in games, they don't matter.
I've never agreed with that. I've never agreed with worthless stats. Stats are stats.
Well, I'm saying when I say worthless, their stats are great. They're down 7-2. He hits a 2-run home run in the 8th inning, and that's it.
So should he not try?
No. I'm just saying that's what happens. I mean, that's what.
If I hit this home run, it's not going to matter anyway. But I'm also not trying.
That's not my point. My
point is you can't 210 and be an everyday player in baseball. It's just, you can't do that.
You can't what?
You can't hit 210 and be.
No, you can't. No, you definitely can't.
I don't care if he hit the same RBI, home run, and strikeout. I don't care because he's going to strike out. It's what he does. I don't care. Just to hit 245.
Yeah. Well, when you don't have anybody around you hitting either, you're not going to see pitches that's going to allow you to hit 245. You're just not getting pitches. I mean, what pitches is he going to get?
Nobody's scared of him anymore.
No, I'm saying nobody's. But my point is not scared. You don't have to throw that difficult to him to make him miss. He's got to make it move. The ball moves. He's going to miss it. That's his MO. You throw up a fastball, you got trouble. That's it.
223 last year.
That's been his deal for the past 5 years, really. He can forget about hitting that moves. Since the World Series, since the Yankee World Series.
Yep.
That's how he's been. He's been a strikeout king. The year after when he struck out against I think it was St. Louis, that last swing we got hurt.
Oh.
In 12.
Wasn't a strikeout.
Well, it was a ground
that trickle ground ball. Yeah. Right. That was the year
you could see.
That was the year that he got
swinging.
That's the year he got rested 10 games before the playoffs, and the whole team was put out of sync then.
It makes you like chuckle thinking back, looking at 06 when he hit 313.
Right.
Ryan Howard at 313.
And 55 home runs, right?
58.
Yep. I was there on the 58th home run.
Like, that's so fun to think. Yep. Like, how did this man once hit 313? If he hits 213 now, that's like
2 injuries and a weak bat. And changing himself around so many different times in the past 4 years, trying to get his swing back, he ruined himself.
He better get his bat back from Freddie Galvez.
Freddie the Flicker, man.
For the record, Freddie went 0 for 4 today.
That's a shame. We're going to do the old Fredster. All right, let's take a break. Good first 45 minutes, 40 minutes. Sports Goombahs. Got the chef to let Brendan B. Mikey Wall. Pay a few bills. Have a few thrills. We'll be right back. Hi, Cassidy King from Sports Goombahs. Listen, shop 344tees.com. Your favorite men's, women's, kids apparel. T-shirts, hoodies, sweats, and more. Every name brand available. My man Larry Gilman will take care of all your printing and embroidery needs. For business, sports, organizations, or maybe you're just opening up a pizzeria. 344tees.com will get it done. Call now, 844-542-2774. That's 844-542-2774.
Their customer apparel marketing team are available not just to only give you the products you need, but give you the support and customer service that best matches your goal and budgets. Call 844-542-2774. That's 344keys.com.
BZI Group Inc. for your individual and small group health insurance needs. BZI offers free, instant online insurance quotes and applications from major health insurance carriers. The BZI Group is dedicated to a no-nonsense approach to health insurance. They focus on giving you the insurance you need in a timely and cooperative manner. Whether you're looking for individual and family, group, seniors, life, or long-term coverage, BZI can help. For additional information or to speak with an insurance expert, call 1-800-431-4834 or email them at www.bzigroup.com.
Stop paying your bookie each week and start collecting. They have the best handicappers in the world, all in one place. And their only job is to win you money. Check Jeff Brandy's and all the experts at trendbetting.com. Trend betting theory is simple. Trends dominate in sports, and you will win in the long run by following the dominant trend. You will lose in the long run if you buck the dominant trend. Simple enough. That's trendbetting.com.
When you need a good roof over your head, call Seal Roofing. They've been keeping folks warm and dry for many years now and are proud of their work. Seal Roofing and Contracting does it all, whether you need simple repairs before the next big rainy season or a whole new roof. Maybe you need new siding or windows. You can be certain that when you hire Seal Roofing, you're hiring the best. Available 7 days a week with 24-hour emergency service and free estimates. Call 215-533-4066. That's 215-533-4066 or visit sealroofing.net.
King here. Chef to that, Brendan B. At the wall. Ranting and beef in sports. Watching the NCAA on the big screen. Duke got a little bit of a lead here on Wisconsin, 21-17. Middle first half. Good game so far.
You can see the Nike swooshes on this 108-inch.
Yeah, you look at the size of this TV, man. It's a whole length. It's like it's like that Texas Stadium, comparison in size. So you look here.
Are you going to yell at people to get off your lawn, too, like Jerry Jones does?
Jerry the Jones. They put him in the sane aside yet? He should be just about ready for that. I get one more season in the NFL before they lock him down. Enough of the Jonester. All right, let's forget about Jerry Jones and all that other stuff. Forget about the pick session because we got the Candy Man who's going to call and do some ranting and beefing about his Philadelphia Phillies and how great they are. Candy Man, welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me, guys.
Listen to him.
I'm in shock. That's probably the worst baseball game I ever saw.
Look at he's humbled. They humbled him, Mike. They
bad across
Sounds
the board.
like somebody kicked his puppy.
How's Freddie?
The best thing that happened today in that ball game was when the fans stood, 45,500 people stood and applauded Shane Victorino. That sent a message to the whole Phillies organization.
Where was he at?
Of what our fans really want.
He's playing with Boston.
Red Sox, yeah.
Yeah, I thought he left Boston. Now, forget Victorino. That's old school. Okay, what? All right.
No, it was a message sent.
Well, I don't know
what message sent from our fans.
What message is that? No. What message was that? What was that? That if Victorino was here, he'd be playing on this team?
Yeah.
No.
The whole thing. The
whole
thing for anybody, our fans to stand and give him that ovation means that they're so frustrated. This is what we lost. This is what we want back.
Okay.
Right. My two reactions to that. One, I would not win Victorino back.
No, not at all.
Because he can't play anymore.
Right.
But I think it was more of a applaud because you were part of it. Anyone if Jeff Jenkins came to town, I'd give him a standing ovation because you were part of history.
Right.
So I think it was more so that
Gave us a World Series.
It was more that than it was like, hey, I wish you were back because Victorino hits like 240 now too.
Right.
So
Well, I understand what you're saying, Candyman, about it. You know what? It's once again, it's going to be that type of year where they're going to have dollar dog nights, standing ovations for whatever they can do there to get fans to come down, because that's what this whole season is going to be back. It's going to be dog and pony show at Citizens Bank Park. That's what it's going to be this year. So any player that comes in that has any kind of history with the Phillies, they're going to promote as who's coming in this week. You know what I mean? God forbid they reinstate Pete Rose during the baseball season. They'll put a whole month worth of crap here for him at the stadium if they put him in the Hall of Fame. You know, just to get people to come down there. We got Pete Rose puffins. We got Pete Rose hats. We're gonna balloons. Look, whatever.
Number 14.
They got Pete Rose dollar dog night. You know. You say Pete's name, you get an extra crypto ketchup on top of your hot dog. Whatever the hell they can do to get people down there to do anything but watch what's going on in that field.
You gotta have like a Pete Rose betting night.
Yeah, there you go.
Bet on the Phillies or Red Sox.
You get the wheel. It has wheels all over the place that you can place a bet on. So Candyman, how'd your boy do today? Did he hold up there at shortstop or what?
Freddie looked great. He can't hit for shit. Pardon my language.
I thought it was our 2-hole hitter.
He's our 2-hole
hitter. 2 from the bottom.
Did you see? He made 3 spectacular plays, but he can't hit. He makes me cry.
No crying in baseball.
There's no crying in baseball.
He can field though. He can field.
He can't.
There's no crying in baseball. I know.
Yeah. Listen, the cry. You better hold them tears for late August when it really gets wet. You know. Yeah. Well.
All right, the Candyman's out of here.
That's it, huh? We'll shut him up quick. Thanks for the call.
We didn't have to. Because the Phillies did it for us.
Yeah, thanks for the call. That's a shame. There's a guy. He's down. I know him. He loves his baseball team.
He was right. He was the 2-hole hitter. If you just went from the bottom up.
That's too bad. All right, let's get to what really counts here. Let's get to the pick session. Since I let Candyman go first, we're going to get to the pick session. Tonight's pick session is brought to you by the BZ Group Insurance. You know my man, Brian Zim. Give him a call, 1-800-431-4834. He is your Obamacare specialist. Like Obamacare or not, you got to figure it out. Give my man Brian a call. Check him out at bzigroup.com. Call him at 1-800-431-4834. All right, last week we didn't have a whole lot to play last week. I gave you 2 games. We split them. So when I split, that means I lost. Splits are no good when it comes to betting on games, unless you're on a plus. None of these were pluses. We had Minnesota over 2.5 goals in Detroit. That was a winner. And then we had New York and Buffalo, which I would thought had been a high-scoring game. Over 5.5. I don't believe they scored more. Well, check that score for me. I don't get confused. Check the Buffalo score last week. Was that over? No, I think it was under. It was a 2-1 game, I think. I have to check that Buffalo game. Last week's Buffalo, I think it was 2-1. So anyway, I was 1-1 last week. This week's not a whole lot better. I'm still playing a little bit of hockey here. I'm getting a little NHL's tough right now. Got to figure out who's doing what. You know, everybody plays hard at the end because they're positioning for playoffs. But once again, when it comes to NHL playoffs, I could care less where your spot is. You know, I don't believe much in that home field advantage when it comes to hockey. Tomorrow night, Ottawa is going to host Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh got destroyed by the Flyers last night. It's a disgusting way they play the Flyers. I don't understand. They come out there and they just try to outmuscle the Flyers every time they do it, and it becomes a brawl, and they lose.
What game were you talking about?
Pittsburgh, Buffalo. Over 5.5. Probably been last Tuesday. Tuesday, Wednesday, or Thursday. Just go down the line there.
Looking.
Got to check myself?
Yeah, you might have to because I don't see it.
Whatever. That's last week. Who gives a damn? It's a new week this week. Anyway, where was Ottawa? I take the Ottawa minus 120 to win 100 over Pittsburgh. Come into Ottawa tomorrow. I think Pittsburgh's done. They don't look like a good hockey team. They're not playing well at all, and they're just the last couple weeks they've been awful.
That mess.
Total
was
awful.
A Flyers game yesterday.
Yes.
When you make the Flyers look that damn good, I mean, there was a couple of goals that were really sweet. It was ridiculous.
Right. What? You know, either way, I think they lost 7 out of the last 10 games, I believe. I'm not sure Pittsburgh. So they're on a downslide there, and they're hanging on to a playoff spot, I think. To check that out. The other game I like is Nashville and Colorado. Nashville's got it all tied up. Colorado's, not a very good hockey team. I like the over 5 in this one. I like the over 5 because the only reason I like the number on it, it's minus 140 on the over 5. That's kind of a high number for an over 5. I like the over in this game. I like to see 6 or maybe 7 goals in this one. being where it's at in Colorado. Nashville comes in. I think Colorado's going to score some goals on Nashville away anyway. That's why I like the game. Nashville can win this thing, but I think it's going to be one of those 4-3 type hockey games. I'm going to take it to the MLB tomorrow. Texas and Oakland. Last year I was all over Oakland. I rode them for the first half of the year. And quite frankly, they made the trade, and Billy Beane brought in some veterans. Messed up the year. They tanked it towards the end. Texas is a mess. Right now, Oakland's pretty much a mess, too. They're all new players on that team. That 7.5 was surprising to me. I thought that would be an 8.5 on that. When I saw the 1 point difference, I said, I'm on that game. I like the over in the Texas-Oakland game tomorrow. Okay, that's 7.5 runs on that one. Let's review. Ottawa to beat Pittsburgh, later 120 to win 100 on that one. Colorado, Nashville, over 5, minus 140. It's a big number, but it's a reason it's a big number. It's to scare you off that 5.5. That's what it's there for. Okay, listen to me. And then the MLB, Texas and Oakland, over 7.5. It's 3 good picks for you. The next couple of days, these are all Tuesday games, I believe, all tomorrow. Get on them. Do what you want them. They're free. They're from me. And history says, if you're paying your bookie,
it ain't our fault.
It's the Sports Goombahs at sportsgoombahs.com. What do you got there for Mikey? Anything?
Yeah, I'm actually very, very pleased the baseball season's finally kicking off, because baseball is my passion when it comes to picking games. It's what I enjoy more than basketball. I did give you the over in the Warriors Clippers last week. It was 218. What do you think it ended at? 216. Because the Clippers choked and put up 18 in the fourth. You can take that.
Okay, let's go to the phone. Sports Goombahs, welcome to the show.
What's up, Goombahs? Calzone.
Frankie Calzone calling in. You must got something to say.
I got something to say. I just can't believe it. I just went through holy hell with, I don't know if I'm allowed to mention, what I do when I need to throw a couple of shekels on the game.
You mention, yeah, we're, if you listen to ours, nobody's listening to this show, believe me.
So I call up.
Said the Ben Salem Police Department.
My guy.
Yeah.
Who's there? Mikey, the chef? Who else is there?
That's it. Nobody else. The dog, Vic.
So I'm sitting there, and I said 6:30. So I said, well, I'm not much of an NCAA, better. I said, but I think I get down on the game. I like Duke.
Mm-hmm.
So I call up my guy at 6:30. I said, what time do you open? He goes, we open up at 7:45. So I said, okay, I'll give you a call at 7:45. See where the line's at. Pop. So I start calling him 7:55. 8:05, 8:15, 8:45. Finally, it's 20 after 9. He picks up the phone. I'm like, what the hell is going on? Because I told you we closed at 7:45.
Oh.
I said, wait a minute.
7:45 at a 9 o'clock game?
Oh.
I said, the tip-off is at 9:18, and you're closing? He said, you know these guys from Philly. You know the way they are. I said, yeah, I know the way they are. I said, but, okay, 9 o'clock. In any event, how do you guys feel?
Oh, good. That's bad business, man. Well, what are you going to do, right?
Yeah, take that up to a tip-off.
Yeah, really. I never heard that before. What you get for using the telephone?
This game's going to be great. It's going to be back and forth. It's been back and forth all night here. Yeah. Was it 20? It's Wisconsin by 1, right?
Yeah, something like
so
that.
Far. Yeah. It's going to be a good game. It's a good game.
Calzone, you into baseball at all?
Not really.
No.
Why? What were you talking about? I just figured I called directly in. I'm not lying.
Yeah, we're just beefing on stuff. I just give my picks for this week. That's what I was just doing. But Kansas City, man, Kansas City Royals. That's my Dow Jones team that I'm giving out this year. And when I do that, that means I'm on them every night, right on through the season. Win or lose, on them every night. Bang them out. Did it last year with Oakland, halfway through the season, and a lot of bucks on Oakland, but. They made a trade, and I was telling everybody they made a trade last year, and they just ruined their season. But just like I did with Nashville and hockey and the Islanders, got to ride these teams at least halfway through. And Kansas City showed us last year what they had, and they jumped out today just as good. They're still a young team, and that's what I'm on this year. That's how you do it. Ride the good team in baseball. Until they lose like 7 in a row, and you got to get off them. Something like that. Well, unless your team has a Johnny Manziel or something like that, you get off them for the most part. But that's the deal. I'm very sorry you didn't get no action in this game. You know, I don't know how you feel. Have to watch this for nothing.
Who'd you like? Who are we going for?
To sit here and watch this thing with no interest. I mean, come on.
I got somebody out here in Hamilton, and his father was one of the biggest bigwigs in Philadelphia sports history. I don't know if you remember the guys who did the banners at Veteran Stadium.
Oh yeah, the white banners, the long ones in the 20-yard line. Yep, absolutely.
That was the rodeos. That was Johnny Rodeo.
Johnny used to call sports shows all the time before the games.
Exactly.
Yeah, I remember
Johnny Rodeo.
Yep.
And his Goombah who used to come in my restaurant every day was Razat, Dave Razat Sr., who also was the president CEO of Glossy Farms out here in Hamilton, which was probably the third largest blueberry grower out here in Hamilton. But he has passed away. His son David is one hell of a great guy. I mean, when we were watching Kimba and Speed Racer and stuff like that, this kid was forced to watch, you know, sports.
Yeah.
But he knows everything and anything there is about sports. And if you want to get into baseball, I can conference call him because he started with baseball tonight, so he's got a couple beats.
Yeah, give us a call next week. We can fit him absolutely.
Let me
ask you something. Let me ask you something. That guy John, they threw him out of this. Didn't they throw him out? Isn't that how it ended? Norman Brayman, wasn't it Brayman, or was it Laurie that made him take down a sign or something like that? I remember it was a big beef.
Well, when they built Lincoln,
they wouldn't let him bring it in there, right?
They said they weren't going to do the banners no more.
Right. That was it. That's exactly what it was. At first I thought Brayman made him take it down because he had, you know, he was always writing stuff about Brayman on that back in the 80s. I think in the late 80s. But yeah, you're right. When they had the new stadium coming up, yeah, exactly what happened. Yep.
But they were across. I think they were across the street. Is that where they're at now? They were across the street where the Philadelphia Naval Hospital used to be.
Yeah, right.
Where they had the training camp over there.
Right, they can banner up over there. They let them do it.
So when this all went down, they had put banners all the way around the naval, all around the Navy Hospital and the training facility over there. It was completely hilarious. I think they got backstage of the Philadelphia Daily News and.
That's when the NFL wasn't in control of everything. Now they're in control of everything that you see on that field. Banners, no matter what. Doesn't matter what the local place wants. It's a matter of what the NFL sees on their broadcast. As long as they're cool with what they see, you can do it at your stadium. Nothing to do with the owners or what we want to do anymore. It's all about what, you know, if you want to put a banner in that stadium, that means you got to pay because you're getting publicity from the NFL. And if you're part of their WWE way of doing business, you got to pay. So you don't get to put a banner in the stadium anymore unless it's okay by the NFL. You know, that's just the way the NFL is these days. Get used to it, right? Frankie C, I appreciate.
You can't get a banner?
No, you can't put banner. I don't think you put banners.
I mean, you can't put a banner up. You can't put you can't even bring I think a 3x5 poster card in anymore.
No, it's done. That's done. It's all you can. If they give it out, you can because it says NFL on the bottom. That's the deal. Take it or leave it, or don't watch it. That's the way it is. Frankie C, I appreciate the call, man. Thanks for calling in. Give us a shout next week. We'll see what we can do for you. All right?
All right. I'm listening in.
You got it. Thanks, man. Frankie Calzone checking in. He's the coin flip guy. You know, first year we go on the YouTube, he does the coin flip. First time I've been about 13 years.
I backed him too. I backed him.
Does the coin flip and boom. You know, what are you gonna do?
What are you gonna do?
Damn coin.
That's the definition of a coin flip.
Like the O11.
So recap the what do you call it? The picks here for everybody.
I want to recap. I actually didn't get to give my pick though.
Yeah,
I'm going with a dog tomorrow. I got a big dog in baseball. The Padres at the Dodgers. At Jimmy Rollins' Dodgers. Take the Padres. They're like plus 165. I like the Padres tomorrow. I like the Padres in general this year.
Who's pitching for them?
Padres. I believe his name is Tyson Ross.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, he's very good.
San Diego's got a good lineup this year.
Yeah, he got the best closer in baseball now.
Yep.
I don't know where they're getting money from in town from. They're just pulling players out left and right. Pulling Ross out left and right.
It's a good place to play ball.
Oh man,
it's got to be beautiful.
San Diego, man. That's the golden place. If you're not in Hawaii, you're in San Diego. You know, most part. Yeah, I had Oakland and Texas over 7.5. That's an MLB tomorrow. And in the NHL, we had Nashville and Colorado with the over 5 and a -140. I love that game, man. Circle that game right there. Then you had Oakland and Ottawa hosting the Pittsburgh, losers,
Chickens.
the Pittsburgh Chickens. Man.
Chickens.
They annoy me, man.
Penguins is practically.
You know what?
chickens.
They come out to the Flyers game. All they want to do is hit. They always forget about winning the game, and
They
it's
forget about playing.
yeah, and they make the Flyers look good.
That's
you know
what I
mean?
said.
That's what makes me
If you're gonna
sick.
make this team look
Yeah,
that good,
I believe them. They put 47 shots on Mason yesterday.
you
47.
look good though too.
Yeah, they were
You made a
shitty,
couple
but
good
the
ones.
shots a lot of them were shit shots.
Oh,
you
yeah.
know? They look like Kentucky. They just gave up at the end there.
Oh, you know what?
4-1.
I'm going to throw a pick out there. Nothing to do. All totally off the grid here. Masters.
Hey, listen.
Is that this weekend?
Yeah,
coming up?
Yep, coming up.
Oh
baby.
man, we should have done something with that.
Well, yeah. Well, we do have
Adam
something.
Scott is 20-1.
Everybody's looking at Adam Scott.
I'm liking that Adam Scott. That 20-1 there. That's the way to go.
I'm googling Masters odds right now. I'll give you something.
I got him right here.
Where do you find him at?
I got the favorites are Rory McIlroy 11-2.
Nah.
Jordan Spieth, he's 8-1. Bubba Watson's 10-1. Are your favorites, and then you
just
get
won-
into your other guys.
I need some longer shots than that.
I tell
Jason
you,
Day 14-1.
I tell you who's
Dustin
going to win this.
Johnson.
I tell you who's going to finally win a Masters.
Phil,
Jim Furyk.
Oh.
Jim Furyk.
That's your man. That's
Jim
the
Furyk.
Goombahs man.
I've been running with Jim Furyk for years, man.
I found that.
And when he finally won a major, I think he won a major last year. He won something last year. I don't know what it was.
Wait, yeah.
And I wasn't on him, and I didn't even watch it. But Jim Furyk
Is he in it?
Is that your actual pick?
Sure.
Yeah.
Jim Furyk 75-1.
75-1 for Jimmy.
Put me on the board for Justin Rose 40-1.
Busy night at the phone. Sports Goombahs, welcome to the show.
Hi, it's Tori, the sous chef.
Tori, the sous chef.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, Tori.
Tori, welcome to the show.
Sorry.
What can I do
First
for you?
time caller.
Yeah, long time. The sous chef. What do you want to talk about?
I heard you guys were talking about the Masters, so I want to chirp in on that.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Okay.
So what do you think? So Tiger's playing. This is the first time he's played in about 2 months.
Well, to me, I think Tiger's just showing up there. He's just showing up this week because they need him there because golf is nothing without him.
Sell some
Zero.
tickets.
You watch this tournament on Sunday, and
I watch it.
they're in
It was good.
overtime, right? And there's 4 people watching. There's 4 people at the tee box.
The Houston.
Yeah.
The Houston one.
Yeah,
I liked it.
And that was good. Who won that? I know I was driving home. I had to leave. They went into
I
over.
was watching it, and you know what? I turned away and I looked, but it was good. It was in a playoff hold. What do you call it? I can't think of his name right. Hold up.
Tory, for instance,
Spieth,
yeah,
right?
yeah, that's
Spieth won.
yeah. If that was Tiger in that, I would have left the house. That's the difference. That's the difference in golf. I would have stayed and down the shore instead of driving home. I would have stayed to see if he could win that.
Okay, but you got to give up on that. That's okay. You know what?
No, I don't.
Yes, sure
No, I
you
don't
do.
because no one is taking me to golf like he did.
Rory.
Oh, forget Rory. He's a head case.
Rory's not.
Yes, he is. He's a head case. He's got women problem already, man. He's already blown it. He broke up with the girl. He hasn't been right since he broke up with that girl.
Why do you know his personal life so much?
What? My money is on Rory.
What do you mean? I know his
think he's
personal
gonna
life.
complete the Grand Slam. I think he's going to do it.
I mean, he's a favorite. I mean, it's not a bad bet, obviously.
Yeah, well, Well,
does Tiger make the cut?
No.
I don't know
yes,
why
he does. You guys say no. I'm going yes. Tiger makes a cut.
He can't move.
You got to move.
They wheeled him in.
Golf. He's got to swing.
They wheeled him in there.
Trust me, I got a better swing right now than him with my back.
Last week, Sunday's tournament, okay, in Houston, what he do was talk about Tiger coming. They kept saying his name over and over. He's going to be there. He's going to be there. They wheeled him in this week to get everybody excited for it. And if, God forbid, he doesn't show up that day, he doesn't tee off on Thursday, to be mass chaos there. That's what people want to see. They want to see him make a comeback. No one is taking over where he was.
If Tiger Woods was on our show next week,
he's not going to be on our show. He was on our show
This
once.
entire show tonight would be about Tiger Woods coming next week.
Yeah.
So, of course, they're going to talk about that.
You understand, no matter what I say, it's true because if he comes back and plays golf like he did 5 years ago, well, maybe 10 years ago, maybe, right? It's been that long since he won anything?
But he's not going to.
I know he's not.
He's
Unfortunately,
done,
he
have some faith in Tiger. Come on. I can't be the only one.
Tiger Woods needed the women. It's obvious. He needed to have that lifestyle.
Then go back and do it again. He's single.
That's what I'm saying. What I'm saying is whatever he was doing was relaxing him. So when he came to play golf, he was superstar.
Lindsey Vonn is what, 6'4" and like physically fit athlete. She'll kick his ass.
Not good enough.
She'll kick his ass if he goes whack him with a
I think
ski
he's
pole.
happy. But I don't know if he's ever going to play as well as he ever played.
No, it's a shame because he was going to go after, all those majors. He was going to be the one. But in this life, when you look back at Jack Nicklaus, he didn't have the media, the limelight that you have now. With all the different sports, people that are out there, all the stations, everybody covering you, the pressure. The stardom that you have as a golfer, he didn't have that type, like Tiger did, and it got to him. I mean, the women and everything, that kind of lifestyle. That's just a different time of life for him to do what Jack did back then. Was almost impossible unless you go through a clean life.
Nicklaus wasn't as handsome as Tiger is.
But my point is, you go through a clean life like he did. For the most part.
But it's mostly it's not what he did or what kind of pressure is it. It was the instant flickering of Twitter, Facebook, hashtag.
But he was before that. But he was way before that.
Everything right now is that.
He was 3 years old. He was 4 years old. He
was
4 years old. He was on Johnny Carson Woods swinging a club. That's where it started with him.
His whole life was like
right. His father made him a golfer.
It's not even that. It's guess what? Great players and if any other sport. See, you're making light of it because it's golf. And you need your back. You need your back and your legs for it. Yeah. He's done. He had his run. That's it. Right. Okay. Where we're able to let Jeter go, let Tiger go.
Unfortunately, the sport needs him. Baseball doesn't need Jeter. There's others to take over. That's what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about the athlete himself. I'm talking about the sport of golf. Needed Tiger Woods to make it what it is. Since he's left, it hasn't been as good. The challenge
that's in your mind.
No, it's not in my mind. I mean, the golfers have been good, but the show is not good without him. It isn't. It is. You can see the ratings are what they are.
All right. If Tiger misses the cut, are you going to watch Saturday or Sunday?
I always do.
I don't know. It depends. It depends where I'm at. I won't make it a point to.
Okay.
I won't make it a point to. I didn't make it a point to stay down where I was during the playoff yesterday because I didn't care with those two guys. I didn't care if either one of those won. I didn't care. It didn't matter. I would hear it or see it later.
Nobody's sexy enough now. That's basically what you're saying.
That's what it is. He is.
There's nobody. Like you don't think Rory is consistent enough to be the next Tiger.
No.
Or the next.
I only want to see Rory beat Tiger. That's it. That's what I want to see.
Will Tiger ever win an event ever again?
No.
I think he could win an event. He can get in the what's called the senior PGA.
Oh, come on.
Hey, listen, those seniors are pretty good sometimes, What's the seniors now? Over 52? Is that what it is? What's a senior?
I haven't been following.
What's a senior? Tor, when a senior, what age makes you a senior in golf? Or is it just how you qualify?
I don't know.
You don't even know. You just called up being a golf expert,
golf
didn't you?
guru.
All right, I don't know everything.
I was thinking of making you the golf, our correspondent here for golf. Santa, because no one's ever called up. No one's ever called up, even starting a conversation to golf with us.
By the way, it's 50 or older.
50, really? So I'm in the senior league.
It's actually dropped it because I do think you were right. I think it was 52 or 53 at one point.
Yeah, I'm a senior when it comes to golf. How about that?
But
I don't know. I pay attention to the young guys.
As you should.
I look at it like this. Remember when we were growing up, there was that lull. There was that lull in golf. There was that 5 to 10 year lull because we used to grow up watching. I remember used to sit there watching, Chichi Rodriguez.
And he was good. He was there once again.
It was a showmanship.
It was a showmanship.
It was the showmanship.
Tiger Woods' show was that he was so good that every time he played, the shots he made, it was everything he did was good in golf. He had that run there where he was unstoppable, and you wanted to see him. I mean, he hits a ball that curves around. It's a Nike ball. It comes up to the hole. It stops the hole. The Nike shines at you in the face and drops in the hole. I mean, Nike could have made a commercial better than that shot. You remember what I'm talking about? Remember that shot? He made that shot. It was unbelievable. The Nike emblem was laying there on the side. And all of a sudden, the wind came by and flipped it over. I mean, he made billions of dollars on that one shot, and it wasn't even put together. It was a real shot. That whole play, right? That whole shot right there was what he was all about.
His life was scripted up until that point. Yeah. I mean, you couldn't get
it. They brought him down. That's what happened.
Holmes won.
Women weaken knees. Look, that's it.
If Tiger's Life was a Disney movie,
Mick told Rocky that
he's
about
to win the Masters right now because that's the perfect storyline.
What's that?
If Tiger Woods' life was a movie, he's winning the Masters this weekend.
Well, I don't know about it. Okay, put it down. Put it down on paper.
You said his whole life was a movie.
Tori, what else you got for us?
I'm still sticking with Adams.
Anything else you want to talk about? I love when females call our
I
show.
just think it's interesting what you were saying earlier about, Twitter and Facebook and everything. And I think that's maybe one of the reasons why these young kids are doing so much better, because they're used to like the constant attention and the constant updates, and they're not bothered by people saying things or tweeting things. And I think that's why they're able to, keep their mental game pretty good. And Tiger with his ego, he gets all worked up, and then he can't putt.
It's like when Cashy has to deal with like Twitter and Facebook. He's so overwhelmed. He has no idea what's going on. But me, that's right in my wheelhouse. So that's a great point.
No, that is a good point. You're right about that.
Tour.
And
Senior tour.
And you look at Monique Davis, how she handles this stuff. Monique, whatever. You look how she handles all the chaos that she goes through like a champ, because she's used to people saying things. A guy in another college says something bad about it, so what? I hear about thousands of them a day on my Twitter feed or whatever, or Facebook. Or whatever. So he's used to that. So we're not, like you said, just like somebody saying the N-word, the media wants to run with that. They're going to think, let's get to her. Let's see what she says about that. Get the guy thrown out of school.
But it's on every NFL player's or NFL player's Twitter feed. They're saying this left and right.
Yeah, so you're right about that. You're right. Tiger Woods came up just before Twitter and Facebook world. He came up with like I said, the Golf Channel was just getting started when he was just becoming a golfer, and that type of thing. And you had 360, you had ESPN, and that was it for the most part. That's how. Yeah, and then once he got into trouble was right when everything was about Twitter and Facebook. So once he did that, it was all over the place in minutes, so to speak. So. Hey, Tori, thanks for the call. You should call us every week.
I will. I'll get you next week.
We need the female perspective on this show, really. It keeps us in check.
All right.
Appreciate
See you guys.
Thank you.
See you.
Good job.
To find out the Champions Tour. It's not called the Senior Tour. It's called the Champions Tour, by the way. They're apparently. Have you ever heard of Bernard Langer?
Yeah.
Because he's been the money leader like 6 of the last 7 years.
In the senior league. Yeah.
He's dominating.
Yeah.
He's the Tiger Woods of the Senior Tour.
But nobody cares.
Come on.
They don't. You know who he was.
No, I didn't. I didn't. You're right.
So doesn't really matter.
I hate it when you prove his point so fast.
Yeah, look. You know me. I sit here and every show we do, I bring out the stuff, the obvious. The obvious. To me, what bothers me about sports more than anything is the money. It's money oriented. You know what I mean? Every sport is now. The talent is what it is, but if the money's not rolling, the talent doesn't matter. Well, it doesn't, because guys are playing for cash now. This is a business. What
else are they to play for?
There's no pride paying. You want pride, you go watch a high school game, and even that's starting to get weird now too, because players in high school are looking to get to the next spot. It's all you got to go back to Little League to get a decent game.
Well, we're just talking about the female perspective. I want to bring up one thing. I know it's totally off topic, but it's we just got a female caller. Female NFL hired a female umpire or
back judge,
referee, back judge, whatever.
Yeah.
First,
I heard that.
one.
Yeah, that was last year.
Yeah.
Well, they tried her in the preseason last year.
Well,
they tried.
But here's the funny thing. Out of all that, you think that would be like the thing. But what I just saw is, and I do believe you, and the reason why I bring it up, because it's a part of a backstory of a player from the Jaguars. He had said, look, it's great for women. It's great for women and all. There's nothing wrong with that.
Senderick Marks, by the way.
Yeah.
That's who it was.
What?
Senderick Marks was the Jaguar.
Sports Goombahs, welcome to the show.
Yeah, how you doing?
Okay, how you doing?
All right. A buddy of mine just called me and told me to give you guys a call. My name is Dave Razat, better known as
Baseball
Hammer
Dave, right?
Hammer Jr.
Yeah, you're like the baseball guy, I heard, right?
What's that?
You're the baseball guy, right?
Baseball is probably my
worst sport.
Probably the sport I'm most least interested in. Because I'm a Yankee fan.
Right.
I've been a Yankee fan since the abysmal years of the '80s. I didn't just start being a Yankee fan in the late '90s.
That's a long time ago.
I went through years where they stunk so bad, it was ridiculous. But I just think that, the lineup that they put on that field today was the worst maybe that I've ever seen on an opening day for a New York Yankees team.
Yep.
I love baseball. I'm a baseball guy, but I'm a little frustrated right now.
Yeah, it's a long time since the Yankees were.
Welcome to our world.
Yeah, well, you could be locally here. I mean, the Yankees and the Phillies pretty much running together here, just diminishing throughout the last 4 years. Little by little. Yankees doing a little better than the Phillies, though, but it's been the same type of thing since their 2009 World Series. For the most part.
Yeah, I don't understand even some of the other things that they're doing. That why the farm system can't produce more, but they traded away a couple pieces for just in some bad trades, some useful pieces that now players are starting to develop. They have a guy starting today who needs Tommy John surgery.
Right.
I mean, he does. His stuff is nowhere near what it was last year and the year before.
Tanaka.
I mean, he went out there today and got embarrassed. So, right now I'm frustrated with baseball. Let's put it that way.
Yeah. Well, at least the Yankees at least they know how to bring up some players. They got a history of it, and I'm more confident in their farm system than they are the Phillies. That's for sure. I mean, here for the most part.
Yeah. I mean, the Phillies, unfortunately, right now, all four Philadelphia teams are struggling. I don't know the direction of any of them, to be honest.
That's either way. We thought we did, but it's one of those times in this city where all four teams are pretty much. Well, I don't know what Chip Kelly's got over there. I don't know. I can't tell.
I have no idea what he's doing. Either he's a master genius or he has absolutely no freaking clue, and he'll be back in college in a year.
Yep.
That's the thing. He's
one or the other.
He's just going all out for because he said if it doesn't work, screw it. You go back to college.
Right.
It's not like he has to worry about it long term.
Yeah, it's not. Yeah, he's not that kind of coach where he's worried about a job.
Yeah.
So he knows he can go do it. I think he's got to have something up his sleeve somewhere. I mean, there's no way. I don't know. What? He hasn't done bad yet. He's got 2 winning seasons.
Yeah, you can't judge him on off-season moves. He's won on the field.
He hasn't done anything with his own players, so to speak. He hasn't been able to make a really good draft on his own. This is his year. This is his year to prove something.
No, this is definitely his year. This is definitely his year.
Yeah, he's not to win a Super Bowl this year. He's not going to, obviously. But if he chose, he's going to have to be the type of coach that builds his team. He's not going to be those 1 and 2 year and done. You got to that's the type of team he's going to have to build. It's going to take a few years. He got his feet wet for a couple years. Now he's got to go and do it. We're just too impatient here. That's the problem with this town. We're impatient on everything. We want the
see, I'm not an Eagles fan. I'm just a football.
Right.
I'm just a football.
Me too.
Observer.
Same deal.
I was involved with the Eagles very heavily with Signgate and all that stuff with my father and Johnny Rodeo.
Right.
All that.
We were talking about that before, right? I was asking. I asked Frankie Calzone. I said, Frank, how did the sign man stop? And I thought he had a beef at the vet. I didn't realize it was just the fact that the stadium changed.
Yeah. Well, what happened when they moved over to the link? Because he's had season tickets in his family back now for generations, and he's come up with some very innovative signs. I mean, some of his signs have turned into T-shirts and different things like that. But when they moved over to the link, they sent him a letter, and we said we appreciate your long time season ticket holder, and we appreciate some of your ingenious signs and all that. But there will be no signs that will be hung up at the link unless they're sponsored by some company.
That's right. Got to pay, man. Got to pay to play in the NFL. It's just telling Frankie, no matter what it is. There's no more. Yeah. You don't get to use those NFL cameras unless you're paying. That's the deal.
Right, exactly. Exactly. And he had some signs where he got a lot of airtime with some of the,
naturally,
Buddy Ball has arrived, which was probably one of his most famous.
You see that NFL films.
That turned into a T-shirt where you saw people wearing that all over the place.
Right.
But he's had some good ones, over the year. Michael Irvin chooses Coke over Pepsi.
Yeah.
He's had some really good ones.
Yeah, and like I said, you can see that when you look at those NFL films, those things like that, those signs show up in there. A lot of them.
They show up everywhere. Yeah, they show up because he's right on the 50-yard line.
Yep.
And he had a system the way he made them on the same tarp.
Right.
Where they weren't just thrown together. It was a bunch of guys that got together and came up with the idea of what they were going to put for that week.
Right.
And it was in a good location. But when the link opened, they told them, no more signs whatsoever.
Yeah, what a
but
surprise.
that's how Signgate started. Is we went and started putting them across from the NovaCare Center.
Right. That's what Frankie said. Right.
I don't know if you guys are aware of that or not.
Oh yeah. I've seen them.
And then that's how the whole Signgate thing started with Kelty and Massett. It's healthy. What happened was we had a sign out there, and we said, Andy, the Times is to go, because Andy Reid always used to use time.
Yeah, right.
Instead of using time.
Right, time's yours.
You guys remember that?
No, I did. Time's yours, right? You had to catch that too.
So what happened was we were out there. We had across from the NovaCare Center, and this black SUV pulled up, and it was Kelsey and Matthews, and they were irate, man. I mean, they were really irate because we had a sign out there calling for their coach's head.
Yeah.
But what ended up happening was we built really good relationships with both of them. And, it was just misconstrued, it was just fan frustration, and they saw that. And like I said, we built relationships. We still talk to them, through social media to this day.
Right.
Both guys. But, they even tried to shut us down out there because NovaCare is across the street where we're at. That's park property.
Right.
And they end up trying to throw us out of there too because the sign. They just don't want us there with those. They said we're endangering the trees.
Unfortunately, that's the nature of the NFL now. Anyway, anything that has their property or their way, it's just not fan friendly anymore. It's fan costly, and that's the bottom line for NFL. Like it or not, they're not changing. They're a money making organization. Any way you look at it,
Oh, of course.
It's a shame. It's a shame.
All sports, they're number one.
It's a shame because the fans, we're paying the freight, but then we can't participate with the players. They're actors now. They're off limits to us in any way, shape, or form. You can get lucky now and then.
Of course.
Yep.
Of course.
Yep. Hey, I appreciate the call, man. Thanks for calling in.
No problem. I start listening to your show on live feed, and
beautiful.
Now call back in. Who do you guys like? It's tied up at halftime, 31-31.
I'm liking Duke. I like the
Badgers.
I like Duke in the beginning of the year and got talked out of them. So
on Wisconsin.
Badgers. We don't need no stinking Badgers.
All right, man.
All right, you guys are split. All right.
Thanks for the call. Appreciate it.
All right. Take it easy.
Take care.
Bye bye.
And also remind people, you could still catch up on the old ones if you missed them. They're on our YouTube
channel.
Yeah.
You can check all the old episodes.
Oh, yeah. We did.
Catch up with all of us on Facebook,
Twitter. Go to www.sg.net.
SGShow.net.
I'll tell you what. Why do you guys let me say anything? Just cut my mic off.
After the time, you're good.
I can't get the phone number right. I can't get the website right.
We got the phone number.
You can follow us on Twitter at.
Mike, go check out front. See, everybody's out front of the studio.
No. I can't leave you here with an open mic too long.
I'm outside getting frisked. Got guns pointed at me. You guys are doing a wrestling show.
Hey, you know what? It was the best date you had in a while.
Unbelievable. AK-47 in my head.
Meanwhile, we're talking about Brock Lesnar.
Brock Lesnar. Oh, man, Oshevitz. I got a lot of callers tonight, huh? We're pretty busy. Pretty busy for
what were we talking about?
A tight Monday with a good basketball game.
I don't remember.
No, remember. Who doesn't matter? We're talking about Tiger, the golf. We had
I love golf.
Off.
I love golf. We all got our winners.
Let's go switch over to a little NFL right now. It really, really disappointed me to have to read this about Manziel again. And it's not like I want to pick on the guy, and he's a rotten football player. Look, I don't think he's going to be around too long. I mean, he splits his rehab to go play golf today. And the Browns are pissed off. The players are pissed off. I mean, they're tired of this stuff. He's supposed to be their starting quarterback this year.
No, he's not.
Well, he's supposed to be. He's supposed to step up and
they would have liked him to win the job.
He's not going to win the job. He's not even a player anymore. I mean, he's become a joke. It's very disappointing to see that. I mean, I'm not disappointed. I knew it was going to happen. That type of player comes out of college. It always happens. He was like that in college. You knew what you were getting when you drafted him.
Do you mean disappointed or surprised? Either way.
You know what? I'm not surprised. I'm disappointed because you know what? I would have liked to see him do well. Maybe it would have helped us.
Yeah, it might prove you're wrong.
Prove you're wrong. It'd be nice to see. But he was so predictable. It's ridiculous already. You know what I mean? Get out. Go play golf. Go drink your beer. Whatever you do.
He only played the front nine, so at least he got back to rehab.
All right, I'll give you that. No problem.
Is that some kind of silver lining? He did. He only played the front nine.
Oh, he only did?
I guess he had a meeting probably. I think he'd get back to.
No. Okay. Let me ask. This
test.
is going to sound crazy. Is it an outpatient basis? Can he come and go?
He's a celebrity, of course. It's outpatient. He probably comes and goes as he please.
Well, then why is everybody all up and fuss about it? If he could come and go, sometimes you need
because
it's
not real. It's not real rehab.
It's not really bad. Yeah, he's
rehab.
Watching,
yeah, if you can just choose when to come and go, it's not rehab.
This is rehab. He's like this.
He's
playing
a hotel.
He's playing the video games. He got himself on a college. The
golf course you play on is probably at the facility. It's probably that's how nice they are. They're better than 5-star resorts now.
Yeah, they pretty much
I'm about to get a drug problem. I'll lose a couple pounds, get a nice free stay at a resort.
He should be on Dr. Drew soon, right? They'll make that show.
Once he's out of the league.
Yeah, celebrity. That's what I said.
That's the deal.
NFL won't let him first. They don't unless he wears an NFL sponsored shirt or something.
Well,
they don't let their players out there without promoting the brand.
So it's ironic, the call he gets like that with the sign man calling, with the guy who told him about the sign just a minute ago. It's so true. I mean, I've been saying, I've been saying it for years about the NFL just turning into a nothing but a dog and pony show of money making and not caring about anything else but the cash that rolls in with that thing. And now it's so bad that it's so seeable. It's not even about the game anymore. It's totally about what goes on around football. It's just the players. It doesn't make a difference. It is fixed in a way that it's controlled. Once again, it's not fixed because they don't fix some players. I guess they're not. I don't know. I'm assuming they're not because you just don't do that in the fake world. But you control the league. You make sure things are worked out a certain way, with players on teams with money and that kind of stuff. And you can make the teams you want come to the top. It's obvious. It's been happening.
You can't fix it, but you can funnel it.
You can funnel it. And they do what a job. They funneled everything. It's a money funnel. It's a shame. It's not fan-friendly. NFL's not fan-friendly anymore. You pay for every single thing you do when it comes to that. And most sports are getting that way. They're all going to follow suit because that's where they're making a ton of cash. I mean, NFL, like I said, they're up there with Allstate, State Farm, the NFL, and the oil companies. That's what it is, for the most part. You agree or disagree? I got to agree with that.
It's hard to argue with the money.
It's a global brand.
Yeah, it is. It's a shame because, watching football is nowhere. Not even close to what I was watching 10 years and even not even in the ballpark of 20 years ago. It just isn't. It's not like that. You spend more time watching commercials, timeouts, breaks, instant replays. Live action in a football game is null and void. Right?
That's right.
I mean, you get one play, you watch it 6 times in replay.
Let's just say the average it's got to be like maybe 18 seconds, right?
Yeah.
That would be a guess.
That's a long play, 18
seconds.
That's a long play, 18
Let's
seconds.
just say 18 seconds.
No, I'd go less than that.
15?
Not even.
10?
I mean, look what you're doing. You got a guy running 5 yards.
Average play is like
10 seconds.
5-10 seconds.
Yeah,
10
that's
seconds.
it, man. 10 seconds.
And then we were watching like 10 minutes of replay of one thing.
Yeah, and that's it. You're not watching live action. It's what a sport. You don't watch the actual live action in it. Really, even when it's not even every play is instant replay. Every play. What other sport has every play instant replay? Not even baseball. Baseball doesn't even replay every game.
Well, yeah, they do.
They do every play.
Well, yeah, locally.
Every play, yeah.
A fly ball to center field, they don't play it. They don't replay it. Guy who wants to pop up in the outfield.
Every play, yeah.
NFL,
they have the ability to do it, but they don't.
NFL, every play is replayed. Every run, there's not a play. Every running play is replayed.
Oh, yeah. I thought you meant the game itself.
No, I'm talking about you're watching.
No, every play is not replayed. Every play is not replayed.
Really?
In NFL, yeah, it is.
Wait, what
no,
play
every freaking play.
Every play is replayed.
No, I don't agree.
I at least, and I'm going to say every play is replayed at least twice.
Yeah, absolutely, man.
No.
What are you talking about? Don't say no.
I don't agree. I don't think it is.
We know.
No, I don't think it is.
Maybe Dr. Evil agrees. He's shaking his head.
When you're watching the Giants Eagles, whatever it was, or Cowboys Eagles, and they're showing that stupid little time between Chip Kelly's plays, and it's 11 seconds. They don't have time to show replays.
They do though.
They didn't.
They did.
They did not.
They are.
They did not.
It happens every time, man.
I don't agree.
That's why he's not.
Next year, I'm going to point it out every time.
First of all, that's why they're slowing it down because Chip's messing around with the replays now.
That was the stupidest clock ever, by the way.
Messing with the money. Because that's that's the Pepsi replay. Or whoever sponsors.
Actually,
Old Spice or Verizon or
whoever. In Madden, it's Old Spice.
Oh.
They did. Old Spice bought the Madden replays.
Oh my gosh! You see, it's even happening in the freaking video games too.
It's unreal, man. It's NFL.
About the money.
Let's take a break. Get into the last half hour. Cash the King, chef to the left, Mikey. I get a wall here. This is Sports Goombahs. We'll be right back. Hi, Cassidy King from Sports Goombahs. Listen, shop 344tees.com for your favorite men's, women's, and kids apparel. T-shirts, hoodies, sweats, and more for every name brand available. My man Larry Gilman will take care of all your printing and embroidery needs. Whether it's for business, sports, organizations, or maybe you're just opening up a pizzeria. 344tees.com will get it done. Call now, 844-542-2774. That's 844-542-2774. Their customer apparel marketing team are available not just to only give you the product you need, but give you the support and customer service that best matches your goal and budgets. Call 844-542-2774. That's 344tees.com.
BZI Group Inc. for your individual and small group health insurance needs. BZI offers free instant online insurance quotes and applications from major health insurance carriers. The BZI Group is dedicated to a no-nonsense approach to health insurance. They focus on giving you the insurance you need in a timely and cooperative manner. Whether you're looking for individual and family, group, seniors, life, or long-term coverage, BZI can help. For additional information or to speak with an insurance expert, call 1-800-431-4834 or email them at www.bzigroup.com.
Stop paying your bookie each week and start collecting. They have the best handicappers in the world, all in one place. And their only job is to win you money. Check Jeff Brandy's and all the experts at trendbetting.com. Trend betting theory is simple. Trends dominate in sports, and you will win in the long run by following the dominant trend. You will lose in the long run if you buck the dominant trend. Simple enough. That's trendbetting.com.
When you need a good roof over your head, call Seal Roofing. They've been keeping folks warm and dry for many years now and are proud of their work. Seal Roofing and Contracting does it all, whether you need simple repairs before the next big rainy season or a whole new roof. Maybe you need new siding or windows. You can be certain that when you hire Seal Roofing, you're hiring the best. Available 7 days a week with 24-hour emergency service and free estimates. Call 215-533-4066. That's 215-533-4066 or visit sealroofing.net.
Yeah. Sports Goombahs. Talking 515 Studios here in Bucks County, Pennsylvania. Watching some dumb NCAA action here. Wisconsin moving out a little bit, 42-37. 16-14 mark in the second half. A little surprising, not too much of a surprise. It's,
Under's probably looking good.
Yeah,
I didn't check the line,
a little bit, you know. A couple touchdowns under what we thought it would be for now. Look at them microphones there. Speaking of mics, look at them mics everywhere. No wonder you're hearing everything. The mics everywhere. So you were talking to me before, during the break about the Hall of Fame selections, ball players. You saying the next 4 years?
Yeah, they have. I mean, they're obviously not official ballots yet, but I mean, in honor of opening
who's
day,
eligible, right?
Yeah, it's who's eligible in the big names, and some of the names on there. You're looking at them like, why would you even bother wasting your time? Like
baseball.
Why do they bother putting Guillermo Mota on here as he's eligible?
It's a cool name.
Nobody cares about Guillermo or Orlando Hudson.
Sounds Guillermo. It sounds like a Godzilla bad guy.
Yeah, Guillermo. What's Hudson?
Guillermo Mota.
Yeah,
but there's some.
He played in the 1940s, didn't he?
No, he would not be eligible anymore. They shortened it from used to be eligible for 15 years. Now it's only 10 years because I mean, really, if you haven't made it by year 14, I think they said like one person ever made it from like year 10 on. I think it was Jim Rice, maybe. But
yeah,
either way, I mean, with baseball season kicking off, I mean, there's not much to talk about now with things just going on, but we'll reflect. We've all been fans for our whole lives, and so the Hall of Fame voting, we all know to get 75%. Blah blah blah. So I think it'd be fun to throw out some names of the guys who have not gotten in yet, or guys who will be eligible, and let me know what you think. Get in or out. I'll throw a couple guys who have already been on the ballot but have not gotten in yet. Mike Piazza.
Definitely, man. You know,
last year he just missed it last year. Last year, believe it or not, he's been on there for
something
3 years.
What's up with him? They're not sure he was a part.
They thought he might have been a steroid guy, but
I don't think he was.
I mean, he last year he got 70%. So I mean, he's going to be in.
He's steroids or not, he was talented back.
If you lead, I think he's at the most all-stars and home runs of catchers. Like you're in, especially such a weak position too.
But he was a good catcher too.
But he was a good catcher. Yeah.
He had a run there. I mean, he had a good run there actually. He had 10-year run of being baseball's best, I think. You know, for the most part,
at least 7.
He was always up there.
Yeah.
With somebody else who I'll be mentioning in a minute. So I think we're all in agreement that Piazza gets our in.
Yeah.
All right, I'll give him the W there.
Give him the W.
Jeff Bagwell has come close. Last year he placed at 55.7% of the vote.
Bagwell is a good player on a rotten team,
but
he used to have a couple good years with him.
Killer bees.
Yeah, but I also
he's a
Reuter.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, he's a Reuter, but
and I think that taints it.
You know, let's.
I would say
baseball,
Biggio before him.
But
Biggio did get in.
Yeah.
So
I see the Hall of Fame in baseball is a little more lenient for the players of being that great of a player. Hall of Fame is, it's easier to get into baseball Hall of Fame as a baseball. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to be an elite player like in the NFL. It's really NFL. You got to be good. I mean, you got to be really good to be one of those to get in there. Baseball, I think, is a little more lenient like that.
I thought baseball was tougher to get in.
You think so?
I would think so too. Yeah,
because you hear, I mean, every year, like basketball just announced it, and Dikembe Mutombo and Calipari, they look at 11 guys in a year.
But basketball is different. Basketball, it's not a pro.
Yeah, it's just in general. But I'm saying, but compared to other Hall of Fames, if it was by baseball standards, Mutombo would not be a Hall of Famer. No, not by any stretch.
When you're letting in 3-4 guys a year, that's how many?
You're right. Basketball is more like legendary Hall of Fame. It's not much as talented in what you did. It's what you did for the sport as a Hall of Fame. Where football and baseball, it's all about what you did on the
there's
field.
no Hall of Fame that's more scrutinized than baseball. There's no because I mean that's just because in football there's pretty much it's everybody. I
don't see Biggio. I mean,
Biggio got in. No,
I'm not Biggio. I mean Bagwell. Was he good long enough?
I don't think. I don't think he deserves it. But
I'd say no.
Right. But I didn't mean he got 55% of it. I'm actually shocking at that much.
Well, you're going to have your fans. You're going to have your fans in any sport.
Next one's got some local tie. He only had 39% last year, but Kurt Schilling.
I can't stand him. Get him off my. He's not on the show. He just bloviates. He just never shuts up.
Got some rings.
Yeah, he thinks he's so important to the world. He's not. He just when he enough.
He's a good pitcher.
He's off the show.
So what did you say? In or out?
I say
in.
Yeah,
I say in only because
we're gonna go majority rules here. So
no, it's not.
We just inducted.
No, listen,
if you're gonna, how many guys could we knock out just because they bloviate?
Listen. I agree.
Right?
I just have I'm an anti-Kurt Schilling, but I know he's won 3. He's been in 3 World Series. He's won 2 of them, but he won 3 of them.
He won 3.
2 for Boston, right?
2 Boston and 1
Arizona.
Arizona is when he split.
I think he only won 1.
No, he split with the Arizona. With the MVP with the.
I think he only won 1 Boston. Actually, I think he won 2 total.
Yeah, he was in 3, 1, 2. Right.
We're gonna fact check on that, but
so
Schilling's in for as long as we're.
Yeah,
the next 4 guys they've been on it. I'm gonna lump them all together. Clemens, Bonds, Sosa, McGuire.
No. No matter.
4 no's.
And you know what? Let me tell you, I met Roger Clemens, and I thought he was a great guy. With that being said, he said to me, "They don't know me. They don't know what I did. Who are they to judge me?"
When did you meet Clemens? Is my question.
Well, he did a signing when
Cat
Mandu when I was there as a chef.
That personal question?
He brought it up. He was that. He brought it because. It was kind of
Roger,
cool.
Nice to meet you.
He's like
roids?
Those guys that, hey, great. I'm a supporter. I really liked him. I always thought he was a good pitcher.
Yeah.
And he goes, then he just threw that out there saying, the hell with them. They don't know what they're talking about. They don't know me.
It's a tough.
But I have to say, I mean, then he's like, so you're the chef. Hey, my kid's going to culinary. Wants to go to culinary school. I said, oh, where? And we just, for the next 20 minutes, we talked about cooking. And that. So to me,
put him in the Hall of Fame, man.
Oh well,
cooking fan.
But I can't because in my mind,
he's dirty.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure, and until I'm sure.
On my ballot, I have Clemens and Bonds in.
I don't have Bonds in.
I do.
I don't.
And I hate Bonds. I don't like Bonds, but I think
I don't. Agree.
I think what I mean.
No, I don't have him in.
Here's the thing with Bonds.
Any of them.
He was good in his early years. He was able to play in his early years, and he didn't want to have to play as hard. He didn't want to have to do as much.
He didn't have to do what he did.
He might with the state.
See, I think McGuire was roiding since college, so I think that what he did. Yes, numbers wise, of course he's in. But I think you can throw it out the window. Sosa roided and had cork bats, and
he was just
bleached his skin. He's a weird guy. He's a weird. He's
Here's
out
the
there.
thing. Bonds. He took the home run title.
Yeah,
the single season
career
and the career. So it's almost like he stole a record there, and that's the problem.
And that's a famed record. That's not just like other than the hit streak. That's probably the biggest record.
Yeah, you can't dethrone Babe Ruth and Henry Aaron and then be a drug and then be a story. You just can't do it. It just doesn't. Any way you look at it, it doesn't work.
Has he ever admitted or been convicted yet? I don't know. I don't follow it enough.
You know what? For some reason they can't. They can't admit. He can't admit it, and they can't convict him.
Honestly, I think it's going to get to the point where it's like with Rose. I think by like 40 years, when Bonds is 80, they're going to be like, you know what? Veterans Committee we'll let you in now. You served your time. I think we're going to eventually see something.
I personally don't think Bonds gives a shit.
I really don't either.
I don't think he cares.
How do you play the sport?
He's an arrogant. He's what he is.
Arrogant.
He's been that way his whole life. To
he's
him,
always been that way.
He's not even around baseball anymore.
I always remember, and you may not care about this, but I played. When I play video games my whole life, you play video games. It's fun to play with your favorite players, and Bonds was my favorite. But I remember I played with the Giants, and one of the games there's a guy in left field named Wes Mailman, and I'm like, who is this? And it's because Bonds opted out of the players' union. Every other player in the game was there, so they had to throw a fake name on number 25 for the Giants. Because he said, I don't want to be part of your union. I'm like that.
That's another reason why he won't be in the Hall of Fame. It's that kind of stuff that the old guys don't like to hear. That's the problem with the Hall of Fame. They got their committees. They're different kind of committees.
Well,
the old guys,
you got to be on a beat for 10 years, at least, to be in the baseball writers.
There's too many of them now. There's like thousands.
I know. And that's the whole point of it, because no one person can affect your outcome now. It's a group of people. And a lot of these, like Cashy said, a lot of these older guys, they're bitter. They're bitter and they're angry because they feel like,
but once they die off,
I walked a beat. Yeah. Once they die
off in the 30, luckily there's only a 10-year window now where they may not be dead in 10 years, 5 years at this point. Mm-hmm. But once you get a lot of the younger guys who are kind of in my boat or probably a little older, but thinking like,
that's it. You're only eligible for 10 years. They only got to wait them out. That's it.
All right, we'll move on.
Yep.
Eligible in this upcoming one, 2016. There's really only two names that really looked, warranting to me. One's a no-brainer. That's Ken Griffey Jr.
Yeah,
he's first ballot.
Clean.
Any way you look at it,
clean.
Too clean.
He
should have avoided up. He would have had a better hamstring, looking better knee.
You know what? He's one. It's not like Jeter, but he ran his career.
Perfect.
He did. He never got it.
Squeaky clean.
Son of a good player. His father was good. And he never got in trouble. Like you said, he got injured. He could have been the home run king.
Yeah, he should have been. If he stayed healthy, would have. He still ended up with like 6 something.
Yeah, great swing.
Yeah.
Great swing.
Beautiful. Great defender. And like I said, that's just the one player I think every kid in my generation looked up to.
Yep.
That was it. I remember
my generation
when I played Little League for a year, my stance was the Griffey. It's just everyone tried it.
It's interesting. He disappeared from baseball too.
Yeah,
for the most part. He
played. It was his job. He did his life. He gave everything he had to it.
You don't hear about
when he was done.
Right?
Now his son's a wide receiver at Arizona, so I know he goes to a lot of his son's games.
Right.
I think he's done with baseball. He's not. He's not meant for the coaching or.
Yeah.
But that's an easy in for us.
Griffey Jr. Those players, man.
Trevor Hoffman, the saves leader, wasn't he?
Yeah, I would say yeah.
I say yeah. If you're gonna have closers in, I think Lee Smith, maybe I think his name was the guy
Lee Smith.
He was the closer leader, and he didn't get in. I'm like, if you have the most of something,
you should be in.
But Hoffman, I think that he's good enough. There's no doubt there.
I'm gonna go. I'm gonna try to get it. I'm gonna try to get in the Hall of Fame. Most hit by pitch.
Yeah, you and Ollie. I read the name out to me. There's Jim Edmonds and Troy Gloss. I'm not gonna. That's a rest of the class of the week. That's why I think these
Jim
other guys.
Edmonds.
That's why, yeah. But that's why I think the Piazzas and them have a chance, because next year it's a 2-man class, and closers are never guaranteed. So, it's open for next year. 2018, got a couple of names for you. Got Pudge, the other catcher.
Rodriguez. Now, he
Pudge
was
Rodriguez.
a good player.
Oh, well, I was a catcher.
He won a title in Detroit.
I just love him.
Right? He won a title in Detroit. And where else? Did he win someplace else?
Rangers? They didn't Rangers.
We played for the Rangers. They never won a title, though.
They didn't win. They went to a couple times, but they didn't win.
Good catcher, controlled pitches well. He was.
But I think that's I mean, that was when we were talking about Piazza. That's the other one I was thinking.
Yeah.
Pudge and Piazza, they're just no brainers. I mean, Pudge is the best defensive catcher ever. I mean, that's no doubt. So,
so let me ask you this: they throw Pete Rose on this thing. Say it happens this year. What do they throw him on next year's ballot, or they just?
Isn't he already in?
Pete Rose?
No,
he's not. What is
his accomplishment is in?
That's right.
Yeah, right.
He's not eligible.
He's not eligible.
The veterans committee can vote him in.
Right. So if the commissioner says, yeah, he's now back, he's now reinstated in Major League Baseball, they can put him in next year.
They theoretically could, yeah. He's been retired for 5 years.
Right. So they can just pull him. Even though
the veterans committee have to do it though.
Right.
I don't think he's eligible for the ballot. That would be weird. But to see everybody else, retired in 2008 and he's retired in 80. I don't even know what he retired in, but
Pete.
Vlad Guerrero.
Yeah, put him in.
No, I don't think he's good.
Vladimir Guerrero.
Yeah.
He's a Philly killer. That's what he was.
Yeah, I know.
449 home runs.
He's in. Nah, you got to hit the 500 mark. Get in. Get him out of there.
1,500 RBIs and a 320 career average.
Put him in.
320?
Yeah. Vladimir, put him in.
Wow. He hit everything.
Yeah. He was an Expo too, wasn't he?
He actually made his name.
Yep.
Expo Angel.
Right.
Yeah.
He toiled away with the Orioles a little bit.
He put his stats up there. Everything. Anytime he was in Philly, man, he would kill us.
Here's one that apparently, and he did not play today. Manny Ramirez.
No,
he did not play today.
You sure? I think he hit a home run today.
I think he hit a home run. Hit 2 actually.
No
for Manny.
Manny's got
he's actually been caught testing positive, so no.
And what has he done? What tell me his stat?
I'll run. If we're on the fence, we'll run down some stats here.
He's not the best.
You can't argue with Manny's stats.
No. Yeah,
312 career average, 555.
And that was all done with who? That was done with Cleveland, right? Most of it.
Boston and Cleveland.
Yeah.
More so with Boston, though. He
he
spent longer time in Boston, right?
No, I think it's more in Cleveland.
I don't even know. Maybe 50-50 at this point. I don't have to pull up his name because it's going to.
And then what?
Take off my
Two
screen.
little years in LA.
1,800.
Uncle Charlie had him for a couple years, didn't he?
Yeah, Chuck had him. Yeah. Back when him and Cologne when they were actually young and good.
Just boy Cologne.
I say yes for Manny.
Yeah, put him in there.
There you go. Manny's in.
No. Yeah.
Who cares what you say? It's 2-1.
Yeah, you're out.
And here's one that you're not going to get off stats, but off rings and everything else, we got to put it out there. Actually, is this the next year? Sorry, I'm losing my track here of what year this guy is, but Jorge Posada.
Well, he's like a longevity guy. He's has so many rings. When you have that many rings, you need to be in there. When you come on. I mean, he's been a catcher. He caught what 12-year run.
What I have with Posada is he's in, but he's not in the first year, 2, 3, 4. He's got to wait a little bit. Then we'll kind of like, okay, multiple rings. How many rings he's got?
He's got 5.
But
everyone Jeter has.
They haven't won that many.
Yes, everyone Jeter has.
Yeah, but I don't think they won 5.
Yeah, Jeter had 5 rings.
Yeah, nah, Jeter was before Jorge. I'll pull it up for you. Jorge Posada. He had 275 home runs too. 5-time All-Star, 4 World Series. That's a Hall of Fame.
Yeah, he's Hall of Fame. Put him in there.
How many? 275 for a catcher is a good batting average.
Yeah. No, that's home runs.
Oh.
But he's 273 batting average.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's good. That works for guys on his knees all day.
One more year. Oh crap! I got some long. There's one more year where there's like literally 8 guys, so I'll run them down pretty quickly. You just call them out, yes or no. Chipper Jones.
The Chipster.
Yes,
Chipper
he's
Jones. Although he doesn't have the rings, he's in.
Tommy.
No.
He's got the 500.
500.
Yeah. Was he clean?
Yep. Yeah, he was clean.
I think it was pretty safe. He's clean.
He's crispy clean.
I think he's gonna be the first person to really test the 500, like really test it, because he was a DH most of his career, and I say just kind of if he's whatever But Tommy, he got the 500. I think Tommy got 600.
Yeah,
I think he might have got. If he got 600, he's in.
Let me tell you something. Yeah. That's he was a quiet home run hitter all those years.
Yeah,
I remember.
He played a lot. Was he all DH or was he first base?
612 home runs.
Yeah, I knew he was.
He's in.
I remember him back in like the early 90s. Okay, when we were taking him in fantasy baseball leagues.
Well, it wasn't early 90s. It wasn't early 90s. He played till 2014. He couldn't possibly play for 23 years. Tomei debuted.
95.
You might be right. I apologize. You win again.
Yeah, 95.
No. The reason I say I apologize, he debuted in 1991.
Oh, geez, then I was right
He
back. Yeah,
debuted in 1991.
Yeah.
When you're
Yeah,
DH,
you're right. I know.
When you're DH,
as a third baseman.
Yeah, when you're a DH,
He played third base for 4 or 5 years.
Yeah.
They moved him to first.
He played,
and then until he left the Phillies, he was a first baseman.
Yeah.
And then he only DH'd after that.
I didn't realize how long he stayed. After the Phillies, he played another 7 years.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. Yeah, really.
He still produced as much as Ryan Howard.
He went to the White Sox at 42, 35, 34 home runs.
Yeah, here's the thing. He very quietly, he has had a career. Because he's never been a highlight type of a guy. That's what I'm saying. When we were fantasy ball back then, we were taking, he was a big grab in the league because he was a home run hitter and he was an American League.
5-time All-Star.
He got enough at bats, and he wasn't a great player, but in a fantasy league, he was
consistent for so long.
Right.
That like I said, only a 5-time All-Star, never finished in the top 3 in MVP. Right. But I mean, 600 home runs.
You're in. 600.
End of story. I didn't realize.
But he did over 600 home runs. It's in that many years. It's not that incredible.
Well, his first 3 years, he had like 2, 4, and 8. Like he was a bit time player. Scotty Rowland.
No, I don't feel that at all. He's got 1 World Series, right?
1 ring.
St. Louis.
Unless he's up around.
And he wasn't even.
You got to factor his defense in, but I mean, they have like a grading scale of what should be required, and he's like right underneath what it would take. But.
You know what it is?
What was his lifetime batting average? I know his slugging was high.
You know what it is? You never viewed him when you were watching him as like a Hall of Fame player. Yeah. It just wasn't like that. I mean, you think about the players you watch who were Hall of Famers.
You get the feel. Okay, this guy's special.
Right. Yeah, exactly. And evidently the Hall of Fame isn't about that at all because there's too many dudes in there.
He was surprisingly a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7-time All-Star.
Yeah, well, at third base, in the league at third base,
the National League.
Yeah, at third base, you can't think of many more.
Yeah.
And how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8-time Gold Glover. He's got Rookie of the Year. I mean, he's got some credentials, but I mean, I agree. He's out.
Yeah,
he's out in my book.
No, put him out there.
Put
him in the bathroom.
Put him in the bathroom.
I'll go in and out on this one. Easy, Mariano Rivera in. And next guy, Roy Halladay.
Yeah, Roy's a legend. Roy's a legend.
Doesn't matter what I say, but I say yeah. Anyway.
Yeah, look at the board here. He's got his picture 3 times in
That's all. That's all it takes.
He's got the
put up 3 pictures of Freddie Galvis. That's a Hall of Famer.
You throw in a perfect game in a playoff. I mean,
and no hitter,
a no hitter in the playoffs, and a perfect game in that same season. You're in just because you pulled that off.
One season.
That's all it takes.
That's all it takes.
Todd Helton.
Who?
Yes. Colorado Rocky.
You know Todd Helton?
Yeah, I know.
Colorado Rocky. Yeah.
I see now.
Nah, I don't think I don't see him as a guy that I'd run to the TV to watch swing. That's how my Hall of Famers. If I want to watch you hit, then you might have a chance of a Hall of Fame in my eyes.
We'll have 3 more quick ones: Andy Pettit, Roy Oswalt, and it's actually
Roy Oswalt. Roy
Oswalt's on. He's at the grade where he's right up there, and Miguel Tejada. I say yes, no.
Yes, no. Agreed.
Miguel Tejada. Really?
He made a cut. I mean, but anyway, so I mean, there we go. We got Piazza, Schilling, Griffey, Hoffman, Pudge, Vlad, Manny, Posada, Chipper, Tomei, Rivera, Halladay. That was it.
And in 5 years, if we are still in the air, we can check and see if we're right.
I'll save this.
Yeah. All right. Go one there. You got anything on the Wall Report?
Of course I got the Wall Report.
We got a few minutes left in the show before we got to go. I had a topic here I wanted to talk about real quick. I forget about. What do you got for us?
Guess I don't get any intro music this
Well, I'm
week.
looking for it right here. I said, my engineer.
I'll just do it myself.
This
bum,
is
bum, bum,
Let me see if I can
bum.
pull it off. Wait.
My murder?
The Wall Report.
Hang on. I can pull it
I think it
out.
was Jason right there.
Let me get to the tech here. Cash the tech, man. I got to do everything around here. I got to put the lights on. I got to run the sound. It's crazy. It's nuts. It's unbelievable. Can't believe I got to do all this stuff. Here it comes. There it is.
You time it up.
Now, the Wall Report.
Yes, Yes.
Here he is.
We've all been waiting for it. I'll precurse it now. I'm not going to talk about Justin Bieber.
Ooh.
I mean, we're up against the clock. We're up against the clock.
That was the worst. And I don't care.
How was it the worst roast?
That was deep because you haven't seen enough of him, obviously. I have.
That's the thing.
That was
you haven't.
He had the biggest clowns on the show.
He had some stupid people on there.
It was the worst.
There was not the worst.
And then he gets up there. I'm gonna be a better person. Get the frick off the stage,
that was
man.
That was good.
I mean, come on. Look at those people he had up there.
Some were funny. Very funny.
Martha Stewart.
She was the best one.
She was drunk.
If you did not find Martha Stewart's roast funny, you're crazy.
Oh,
she was the funniest
one. You don't
one.
know comedy. If you thought that whole roast, that was the worst roast. In fact, I didn't see
you're the worst.
Come on, man.
That roast was hilarious.
Did you watch that? Did you watch that, B?
I have it DVR'd.
Forget it. Don't even bother.
I want to watch it. I'm going to watch
don't
it.
Embarrass
but
yourself.
I actually waited.
All right, let me throw a preview out there. I'll give you one joke. This is my favorite joke of the roast. All right, Pete Davidson was one of the roasters. Okay?
Who?
Pete Davidson from Saturday Night Live.
The worst Saturday Night guy you can think of.
He's actually hilarious, for the record. But Pete Davidson's dad, he died in 9/11. He was in the building.
Oh, here we go.
So somebody comes up. I forget who it was. I think it might have been Jeff Ross, one of them.
Jeff Ross. There you go.
So Snoop, obviously Snoop Dogg's on the roast. We all know he's a big pothead. He said Snoop Dogg is the only person who inhaled more smoke than Pete Davidson's dad.
Oh wow!
And Davidson died laughing. He thought it was. Everyone's like, oh, and he's like, that was good. That was really good. So I mean, and obviously he worded it better and made it funnier. But that was the gist of his joke. That's a funny joke. That's funny. That's shocking and funny.
And nobody on the dais. Nobody.
Oh, come
Bunch
on.
of losers. Freaking losers on the dais.
You first of all, you know
this is why I
waited.
dragging
Snoop.
This is why I waited, because I and this was my prediction. You were going to like it. He was going to hate it.
Of course.
You know why? And here's
the greatest. Obviously, Franco's was way better.
Here's what generally what I heard, because I was waiting. More people thought it was funny. I only heard 2 people that didn't like it, and he's one
of course. He's part of the old generation. I'm sure if it was a Billy Crystal roast, he would have thought it was hilarious.
Hey, Billy Crystal.
He would have thought it was. He would have thought it was hilarious with Steve Martin and Jeff Foxworthy. You would have thought it was the funniest thing you've ever seen in your life. Wall Report. This is what we came here for.
All right, go ahead, get to it, man.
I'm going to run through them. Okay. First of all, Alabama offensive lineman Jonathan Taylor was kicked off the team Sunday for domestic abuse.
Ooh, here we go.
Here we go. Kicking it right off.
Yeah.
Today, the girlfriend. She admitted she lied. She hit herself. No. And this she said, I hit myself because I was mad because he cheated on me. But he still got kicked off the team. So he's screwed.
What kind of hit did she do? Like a punch to her face?
No, she did something with her neck. She had bruising on her neck. So she was like grabbing her own neck and squeezing it to show that. So
that's a lot of effort.
So now she's actually arrested.
So now he can sue the school.
He can do something. I mean, is it too late to apply for the supplemental draft? I don't know. Either way,
wow.
Girls these days are crazy.
That guy got
that's almost as bad as eye job.
Hashtag eye job.
Chicago Bloomingdale's auctioned off a Jay Cutler autographed football for charity. Starting bid of $100. Got 0 bids. They didn't sell.
Enough Jay Cutler. He's done. He can't play. He can't play.
Bad.
He can't. You know what? They've been pushing this guy around the NFL for what, 5 years now? Bouncing, trying to make him a player.
You could have sold a Blake Bortles football for $100 and somebody would have bought it. For charity. It was for charity. Even if you don't even want it.
I don't understand why they just haven't got rid of him. I mean, you can't win with this guy. You can't win with him. So why use him?
I don't know. I don't like Jay Cutler.
Your boy said he was coming out of college. He was the next stud in the NFL.
Who? Little Mikey Preem?
Yeah.
Oh, he loved him. He still
to
this day believes.
Oh, Cutler's a star. He's the man.
Believes he's a star. All right. I'm gonna skip a couple of things. We're gonna run out of time here. Floyd Mayweather is gonna be wearing a $25,000 mouthpiece for his fight. It's made from real gold, diamonds, and $100 bills. It's literally made of those things.
What a joke of a fight!
$25,000 mouthpiece.
Joke of a fight this was going to be. This is nothing but draw the people, the money, and it's what they might as well put it on Saturday Night Live at this point. Joke. Parties everywhere. I'm even invited to a party.
I could have gone to a good segue here. The Nicki Minaj party, by the way, is actually on the pay-per-view. You can get the part of it. That's part of the pay-per-view card now. After the fight, you stay tuned to the pay-per-view. You can watch a free Nicki Minaj concert.
You could pay to watch her concert after the fight?
No, you don't. It's part of the show. You don't have. It gets right after it ends. They're going to relate to that.
You want to split it with me?
So there you go. It's only $99 for the pay-per-view. Only $99.
No.
I don't know how I don't know how I have another boxing note, but there's a boxer, Marvin Jones, was boxing some guy I don't even know. He had his cell phone in his pants and he dropped it in the middle of the round. He ended up he got knocked down in the second round. I didn't even know they had pockets, but he was in the middle of a boxing match and his phone fell out of his pocket.
It took a selfie of him getting knocked out.
I want to see that photo.
If there's a video of it, yeah.
On purpose? Yeah,
no, he didn't. Well, he
forgot it was there.
He forgot it was there. He was listening to music before getting himself hyped up, and it fell out of his pants.
It would have been awesome if he
he didn't get knocked out from that.
No, it would have been awesome if it hit the ground and took a picture or selfie of him getting knocked out at the same time.
Oh, yeah, that would be one in a billion. Yeah. Marlins home opener day, rain delay. They play in a dome. Well, that's what that happened.
Yeah,
they didn't close the roof in time. They didn't have the weather report. Wrigley Field's under renovations. 90-minute bathroom lines. Fans are peeing cups in hallways, but to help this, the Cubs are offering you passes where you can get back into the thing. You can go to local businesses down the street, pee, and come back to your game. That's unbelievable because they're the renovations. They didn't get it done in time.
Oh my god!
How does that happen, man?
I don't even know. They don't have bleachers right now. So they have tarps over the entire outfield. There's no bleachers. So their sell-outs are like 25,000.
That's bad. That's bad management.
Josh Hamilton relapses. No punishment.
Really? I didn't hear that.
Oh yeah, really? Yeah, it was big news over the weekend. He relapsed. But there's no punishment at all. He admitted he did drugs and alcohol
before the season. So he's in right now.
He's playing. Yeah. No suspension for admitting to do drugs. I don't know how. I don't because his honesty code. If you admit it, I don't know.
But it's off-season drugs.
Does it matter? I'm sure they do steroids off-season. I'm sure they went.
It's off-season drugs. Off-season drugs is different.
Got some quick hockey for you guys over here. Ooh. Canada's Hockey Hall of Fame has a new member of the board. That would be Toronto's crackhead mayor Rob Ford.
Oh, stop!
He got named to the Canadian Hockey Hall of Fame board.
Stop! They don't even want Toronto. Don't want nothing to do with him.
That ain't right. That ain't right, man. That ain't right at all.
I know.
I'll
show you. There's some good links out there because we got to show the boxing one. There's one, the AHL, the Hartford Wolf Pack. They had a shootout. It's in the AHL team. Mm-hmm. The goalie was in his ready little down position. They blew the whistle, and he never looked up. He didn't know. He didn't hear anything because it was too loud. And the guy came down, and still he missed. He hit the goalie. The goalie never looked up at any point. He was face down the entire time, just like waiting for it to start.
That's so perfect. That's so perfect.
The
shootout.
The guy came down and hit him right in the skate or something like that. And then the goalie looks up like, "What the hell just happened?" And the ref goes, "No good." So there's a funny line. I got to show you that video. I'll wrap it up with Cavs J.R. Smith. I know you're a big fan of J.R. Smith, former Knick. He scored 24 points last night on 8 of 17 shooting. Why am I talking about that? Because he shot 8 of 17 from 3. He did not take a single 2. It's an NBA record for the most 3-point attempts without attempting a single 2. He shot 17 threes and 0 2s.
17 threes.
And 0 2s. I know how much you love the 3-point line.
Yeah.
That's bad basketball.
That's terrible basketball.
You didn't take a single 2. You just jack threes all game. I could drop 24. You give me 17 threes in a game.
I'm so sick of that 3-point line.
I know you appreciate that.
But most. All right. Good stuff, man.
Try to get in there quickly for you.
Good stuff. That was.
Say it for me.
Now the Wall Report
is over.
Yeah. And that's about it for our show. A good show there. How many callers? 5 callers there?
Yeah.
Busy show, especially during the NCAA championships here, which 56-54 Duke. Got 5 minutes and 14 seconds left.
You got to turn away like 10 calls just asking when's the Wall Report.
Yeah, that happens sometimes, you know. Yeah, what are you gonna do? It's the way the world around.
Just
here.
like that, it's tied again.
Yeah.
Don't forget, we're gonna be hosting a live show at Parks at an undisclosed date. It's
Chicken Pizza Parks
on Street Road.
We're gonna put that together, and sometime during the summertime, we'll let you know.
More details to come.
Coming up, Cassidy King. I got my chef to the left, Brendan B. Mikey and the Wall Report. He's out of here. Cassidy King. We'll see you next week. Thanks for joining us. Thanks for all the callers too.